right, we're live. Chatterbox 52. That's like half a year now, man. Six months worth of hangouts.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
We definitely got to cover all the drama that's going on the YouTubes.
We must.
All the YouTube's dramas.
Yes.
All them drams.
It is drama. And then drama about drama. It is the drama inception.
So, hold on a second. And I think fucking Engelhardt may just have got here. Fucking goddamn it. So we go live. All right.
Impeccable timing.
Yeah, I know. Perfect timing. 10 fucking minutes after we're supposed to start. Or 15.
Yeah. You want to get them?
Yeah, I'm just getting a little bit of the setup going so that I can have it all ready to go. So I kind of know what's going on. Oh, man, I don't know, man. If there's anything else you want to cover, you got a topic ready to go or something.
No. I think I'm going to recite some Alice in Chains lyrics for the hell of it.
That works for me, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
No worries. Let's see. All right. Yeah, I'm probably not even going to do that. I'll save that for when I'm actually prepared for it. All right. I have any random topics here? That's my grocery list. That's not fucking helping anything. All right. Nobody's here. Nobody's going to listen to it anyway. That, kind of removes the pressure a little bit. All right. I talked about gang stalking last time. God damn it. Kathy Griffin. That was from a while ago. It still kind of works, dude. She came out with a fucking video today. Whenever the fuck she came out with it. Shut the fuck up. Which was really fucking self-involved and self-absorbed, dude, about how horrible it was that she didn't have any gigs planned. Like, she talks about her world tour and like, oh my god, it's so hard to sell tickets when you can't get on talk shows. Like, I can't get on any talk shows. And like, it was this really like, she was fucking this self-pitying bullshit, dude. And then she made the statement that she thought not even that she thought she was. She said she was, or that no woman had ever gotten more hate and more shit dumped on her in American history than she had. And I didn't look it up to look and see what the veracity of that statement was, but I just don't think that's true. Call me crazy.
Well, hello, good sir.
Hey, Arthur made it. You're going to regret it. I have a feeling you're going to regret it, but glad you're here, though. Seriously.
Oh, wait, what? Why? Why am I going to regret it?
Oh, there was a bunch of crazy over-the-top shit that went on YouTube, like crazy drama stuff.
Okay.
Very, very weird. I thought that was weird. Okay, so let's see where to start off. I would say, do you know what Discord is?
Discord? Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a dude named Crouten T who had like his own little private server.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Crouten T.
That's a hell of a name.
And apparently it was some sort of weird fucking... Is he a race realist?
Yeah, well, he believes that there's no such thing as race. I don't know if that means. Is that race realist or is that not race realist?
No, that's the opposite.
I believe
race realists are the ones that think like black people are dumb and white people are smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I've heard he says weird shit like, all right, well, if the average black man's not that smart, then if a black man is above the average intelligence, well, then that makes him a white man, or something crazy, some weird convoluted shit like that.
So he's fucking crazy.
Okay.
He's fucking
essentially.
That's saying it not having just really poor taste satire.
No, he's not doing satire. He's just out of his fucking mind.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
He's like this weird self-taught kind of guy, but self-taught in like the worst way, as opposed to like a really good way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the guy that he has people on the server that are like he calls his scientists, but I think one of them was still a student, like a chemistry student.
Oh yeah, just start pulling them apart.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna send you that video if you hadn't. Like, I saw that you linked it. I was like, I'm gonna send it to you because Justicar is really good at fucking ripping shit apart like that.
But essentially, he had this whole private server where he was trying to like hatch plots against people, and like they would say shit like enemies and allies and stuff like that. Like some of it all got leaked out essentially.
Okay.
And unfortunately, some of the people on there were probably doxing people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, they were definitely.
I'm really out of the loop by the looks of it.
Oh, okay. You don't know doxing. Doxing is releasing somebody's private personal information with the intention of them coming to harm.
Oh,
so like somebody,
like where they live, their phone number, that kind of shit, social security number, that kind of shit.
Yeah, but mainly it's people who are doing stuff that's controversial and releasing their names so that people know who they actually are.
Yeah.
To try to get them like fired and like get their social stuff all fucked up.
Okay.
Yeah, so there were some people on there that were doing that, which was one of those like really shitty things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there were also a lot of people on there that just got invited and went in and joined, but never really participated.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think Base Mama came out with the video saying like, "Look, I joined, and that was pretty much it." Like she was like, "I have Discord servers. I don't even deal with them." Like,
there was a ton. Yeah, it wasn't just Base Mama. There was a bunch of people who were like, "Yeah, I just enjoyed it. Like, why not?"
Yeah, well, you know me, dude. Base Mama's my go-to as far as mentioning shit. Come on.
Fair enough. I'm just saying, like, it was like a cascade of fucking videos on Twitter that people were like, "I too have not participated in it."
Right. Yeah, because there were some well-known. Because Kraut and T is pretty well-known. Because again, he used to do, like the anti-SJW videos and shit like that.
He's well known in a specific community of YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's probably like 100,000 subscribers or something.
I'm not sure where he's at now, but
I mean, he probably was.
Yeah, he's definitely over 100,000. Yeah, probably 150, maybe 200,000. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can actually look that up. we can have an actual number on that.
Nah, 127. Sorry, 127,000.
Oh, 127,000. Yeah, so he's not like a tiny YouTuber. He's not the massive one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was just going to say that's probably less than what he had like a few days ago or whenever before this shit happened. You know what I mean? He probably had a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah. But essentially, it kind of exploded really big, and then everybody decided to take that moment as their opportunity to like fucking just jam the knife in people they didn't like. Like that was their opportunity to just have a full-on drag out. Like we're gonna just fucking destroy whoever we can because we didn't particularly care for that particular person. All the shit flinging the monkeys just went on their sides of the fence and just started, hucking fucking watts of shit over the fence at each other. It's been very entertaining.
Yeah, it's been the shit show of all shit shows. It's like a huge dumpster fire made of many smaller dumpster fires that is being nuked from orbit.
A series of dumpster fires. I like that. They just line them up all nice in a row. Maybe out of it. Then pee on all the what's left, I mean, I think that's pretty good. They sum it up for not really knowing what the situation is. Yeah, they sum it up nicely.
It's been fascinating for us because we know a lot of the people that are involved. Like we either know them or know of them.
People you watch.
Some of them. I don't really watch a lot of them, to be honest, anymore.
Yeah.
Like I used to, but then this shit kept happening. And it was like, oh God, no, I'm fucking...
There's only so many spoonfuls of that before you get like chronic diarrhea.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, one of them I pissed off, like really pissed off, because like some of these people can't take any criticism.
Oh,
but I was just in the chat room of this one guy's stream, and the other guy comes on, and I'm like, you're really not any better than the people you're shitting on. You guys keep poking each other, and it's stupid and childish. And the guy's like, why can't you fucking stop talking about me then, motherfucker? Oh, dude, it was so funny.
Are we suddenly going to not use names? Come on,
I was supposed to take Tonkus off. Sorry, my bad. I wasn't trying to get out of it. I don't like the dude either. I think he's a dummy, but whatever. But
right. I think I set the precedent because when I was, back when I first started, I thought I was expressing an opinion, but I now realize I was talking a lot of shit about people, dude.
Oh yeah, no, we're talking shit now. We're being assholes.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming quality to anything that we're saying.
And that's not a normal way that you handle things, right? You're not just like essentially an asshole to people.
No. I'm an asshole to really stupid people. Let's be fair. Have I ever been just a complete douchebag for no reason other than like something because it would be kind of funny that you've seen, like in like real life or anything?
Mostly hearing your Twitter stories.
Yeah. But then I'm fucking with stupid people. You got to remember, like these are the people that you like stand behind in line at like a Starbucks, and they're like, "What's the difference between soy milk and milk?" And you're like, why are you fucking here? What's your fucking point of existing?
Oh, goddamn. But yeah, going back to the doxing thing real quick. I mean, it was, whatever they were doing in that server was really fucking shady. I just want to make that clear. Like those, not everybody, obviously. I want to make that fucking clear. But there were some people, and Kraut seemed to be well aware of what was going on. They were... Because they couldn't beat them with their arguments, because they're fucking idiots, they were planning on destroying, fucking with people by collecting their personal info. And again, the person that seems to be involved in every goddamn fucking drama, Zephinorian, is right at the fucking bottom of it, dude. Right in the fucking thick of it, dude.
Well, because he's constantly trying to, he doesn't necessarily, I don't think he's doxed anyone.
Yeah. No, he's, dude, publicly? I'll give him, dude, I will give him this, dude. He is extremely great at putting shit out there or sending something to somebody and wording it in such a way where the implied threat of a dox is communicated.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't doxed anyone yet, but he'll send them an email containing their personal information and be like, I just wanted you to know this was out there.
Yeah.
And so he's threatening a lot of people with doxing, which is just as shitty as doxing, in my opinion. I don't know.
And completely denies it. Like the thing he sent to Garapé. Garapé is the guy that John Paul Garapé, I think his name is, Jean Pierre.
Well, that's one of them, but he's done it to other people.
Yeah, but this one specifically is Garapé was playing one of the recordings from the Discord server of Kraut and all them talking shit. Whatever they're doing, and Zephinorian basically sent him sent him an email, and the heading, the subject was "for legal purposes," and then it listed Garapé's name, address, phone number, and then underneath that it was like, "You're breaking the law by doing this. Here's the law," linking it. And again, the reason that he included the address and phone number was the threat of the dox.
Right, well,
I don't think anyone...
that's not okay. But at the same time, it's also not okay to secretly record things and then put them out.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't even Garapé didn't do that. Somebody else.
Oh, Garapé didn't do that. Somebody else did that? Okay.
Yeah, I believe. I'm about 99% sure somebody else that was in the server, because Garapé wasn't in that server. He couldn't
they're all fucking crazy assholes. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but again, this is how Zephinorian works, is he claims that, no, I included his address and his phone number because it was a legal thing. I was serving him legal notice of a cease and desist, and that's why I had to include his address and phone number.
Which makes no fucking sense.
Again, nobody fucking buys that. But again, it's if you didn't know anything about Zephinorian, that might be some kind of plausible deniability thing. That's how he operates. Yeah. He doesn't.
But I mean,
straight up says, "Hey, I have your info. I'm going to dox you if you don't shut up. If you don't stop." But
I would say,
the fact that he's not a lawyer, he cannot send out documents like that.
Yeah, but I would say in the community he operates in, everybody knows who he is at this point. Like, it's sort of a moot point.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, he still, dude. Well, okay. I don't want to get into how fascinating I find his delusions, dude. But okay, yeah, we'll skip over that shit again.
Yeah.
He still thinks he's fooling everybody, dude.
Yeah, I think there's only so many times you can probably do something when people don't know what your motives are. Yeah. And then eventually it's like, okay, dude, we all know.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear to most people that are even remotely familiar with it and what this guy's about.
Like if you're a shit stirrer, You know, there's only so many times you can stir the shit before people realize.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
it's,
for sure.
It's pretty simple. But it sounds like he's still trying to operate like he's incognito. It's like,
yeah.
As a veteran troll, I will have to agree with that. So you can only pull that shit so many times before people are like, "Oh, I fucking know better."
Yeah, no, he's a fucking sociopath, dude. He is like whatever personality disorder he has. It's really severe, dude. It's the worst I've ever seen, as far as how delusional he is, dude. Yeah.
The one thing, though, I think that really the whole situation highlights, though, is how fucking ridiculous the skeptic community have become.
Right.
In general, like not everybody, but a large portion of it just turned.
Yeah, just almost everybody.
Weird high school kids where they just fucking get into like these weird, like they're claiming to have this moral high ground and explaining why everybody else is a bad person, but it's turned into like weird sort of almost fucking, oh, what's that fucking tabloid?
An Inquirer?
Be like a National Enquirer fucking reporters at this point, where they just like, it's always about the like big fucking clickbaity thing that they can come up with. And so like everybody's using this as an opportunity to be like, well, this guy's a piece of shit. You know, like nothing really good or positive has come out of any of this.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that we now know that, you know, people on that server were talking about having like enemies and allies. Like, I'm sorry, if you're talking about enemies and allies about real life and you're not like the leader of a nation, I can't take you seriously. You know, like,
go for it,
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, over an argument about race realism.
Yeah.
See, that kind of stuff is perfect for us because that means we can bullshit about it for like a good solid 30 minutes. That's all this should be there for, is a bunch of people being idiots like, hey, we got something to talk about for a while.
That's what we're talking about. It's such a wild, crazy fucking situation where it's like, and then I don't know if you know who Mr. Matoker is.
I've heard you guys talk about him before.
He's one of my favorite YouTubers because he doesn't really have like a side. He just finds crazy, stupid people and then makes funny videos making fun of them. Like, look at this wacko over here. You know, like.
Yeah, and I think his primary fucking drive and focus is to be a troll.
Yeah.
You know, or anything else.
The beauty of that is that, like, you see shows like Daily Show and then, like, when Colbert Report is on, I don't know what currently he's taking that space, but for stuff like that, he's literally popular because other people are doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
So as long as other people keep doing dumb shit or just being really weird, you got material, man. You got material there. Yeah, it's like you could just keep doing that until you're old and gray and you've made a great living.
Well, and see, here's what we're curious about, because he was chatting with the one group, we'll call them Jersey Shore. And,
I love that, dude.
There's Jersey Shore, and then there's like the trailer park.
Okay.
So then they're always at war with each other, and they can't stop poking at each other and starting shit for fucking no reason.
Eventually, one takes the shirt off. The other takes the shirt off. They both do drugs. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, it is almost always Zeph starting shit, saying something fucking stupid.
I don't know. This time it was Schmeckel who fucking released that one chick's porn.
Yeah, no, this time it definitely was. But almost every other time, it's Zeph saying something stupid like,
it was public.
Hey, Tonka, so were you beating
He
your...
talks about it all the time, but he still released it.
I remember from last week. Yeah.
But yeah, no, again...
What's that?
Again, Zeph and Orion put out a tweet at this Tonkasaw guy that says something like, so, hey, were you busted for, like, beating your girlfriend? With, again, very, very, very thin evidence, dude, just to fucking get a response. But Tonka's he responds every fucking time.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't, whether he realizes it and just responds anyway, or he just can't help himself, I'm not sure. But he always takes the bait. It's obvious he's baiting people into a response. Again, he's a sociopath. He does not draw a distinction in whether it is positive or negative attention.
Yeah,
I think he prefers negative.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say, to be fair with Tonkasaw, like he and I are very similar, personality-wise. Like in full, like self. Like I'm not that fucking oblivious, but like he has no control over his temper. Like, whereas I do. Like, I get angry, but then I'm like, all right, fucking be angry and move the fuck on.
I don't know what you're doing.
No, this guy just starts screaming and yelling for like.
Yeah, but although you can take criticism.
Yeah.
True. And if people say like prove me wrong and they prove me wrong, I don't generally hold a grudge on that.
Yeah.
I may not necessarily agree, but like I try not to hold a grudge. I mean, look at how many times me and Mike got kind of intense.
Yeah.
And I'd still love to have him back on. Man.
I'm sitting here going, dude, you guys need to shut the fuck up.
We're fucking
like a good like 10, 15 minutes before we finally like simmer down. It's like, no. You guys need to shut up.
I blame Mike.
Yeah, where is Mike the psychologist nowadays?
I don't know. He's got a lot of weird legal issues going on that I think he's dealing with that whole situation.
It's life, man.
It's serious family issues from what I know very little.
He's got to make sure he keeps custody of his kid and all that stuff. So he's probably I don't know if he'll be back. I don't know, to be honest.
Hopefully someday he'll be able to pop up and just kind of say hi, but
it may be the way of class holes where we just never hear from him again.
Which is unfortunate because I mean the original 4 of us was actually that was cool. I like that. But everyone like kind of had to go certain ways and stuff like that. Like class holes in college, like, if he's still in college or he's in a cult. I'm not quite sure.
Loser trying to get a fucking future and like a real job.
Yeah, goddamn. Like if he just abandoned his dreams, like the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Either way, they opened the door for me, and I fucking blew my way in, and I refused to leave.
Yeah. You just sit in the middle of the floor, like, bitch, I ain't going anywhere. You got to pry me from this seat.
Damn.
Welcome. We're happy that you're here. Seriously. I try to tell myself that with my shots of whiskey.
But I think we should probably move on from the drama. We don't want to make like that be the only thing we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we've covered. Unless there's something else you want to bring up, I think we've probably covered pretty much all the.
Yeah, well, I wish Stenchever was here because he did get into it with Tonka a little bit on Twitter, and Tonka responded the way he does.
Stenchever, I love Stenchever. He has no fucking shame. That dude will just go after people and troll the living shit out of them for no reason.
Yeah.
He actually he started trolling a couple people with me on Twitter. Like I made some genuine comments about some other people, some criticism, and he threw in like a bunch of other unrelated people to just be like a troll and started this whole Twitter shitstorm. And to be fair with William, he actually was like, "Hey man, I'm kind of sorry I dragged you into this in the DMs." He was like, "Maybe I shouldn't have shit all over your Twitter." And I was like, "Nah, it's cool, dude. I'm a troll. We're good."
Yeah, I can't get a read on him though, man. Like it seems like he hates everything, dude. You know what I mean? And fucking like, does he really like? Well, we've talked about this before. Like, does he really like us, or is he fucking hate watching us, dude?
I'm fine either way.
Right? Yeah, either way, it's fucking good.
I made a popsicle stick doll series, Jesus and Hitler, and then specifically advertised it on like Reddit's religious channels, in the hopes of hate watching. Not because I wanted more views, just because I wanted to make a lot of people mad. So,
damn.
I think I broke Engelhart.
That is so fucking amazing, dude.
I figured I had this thing that I was doing because it was graveyard shift. I was working awake overnight, like I was awake all night every night. And I just like fucking at a certain point, there's fucking nothing to do.
That's a graveyard thought, yeah.
Yeah, and then I just start making popsicle stick doll videos because I was like, I got to do something. It's the middle of the night.
Your deck go on a fucking shooting spree or make this popsicle stick video. So
pretty much.
X dollars at work.
I'm still not sure I made the right choice though. To be honest,
I don't know. That sounds great for as a story. I love it every minute.
But I found this news story that I thought was really, really important and that we should all see.
Drum roll, please.
So Florida police seek Crapper Man for pooping behind a jewelry store.
What the fuck, dude?
And here you can see Crapper Man sneaking behind the jewelry store, spreading them sheets.
Oh,
Did
he shoot it out?
Damn.
Yeah, he launched it a good couple feet from his
Damn.
hands. I'm impressed.
Projectile shitting, dude. I haven't seen that before.
Clearly, this is a crazy homeless dude. Oh, but I had to. Even they were like
The face is perfect. That is the exact reaction that you should get.
Yeah.
It's just like, what did I just see?
So if you're in Crestview, Florida, and oh no, William's from Florida, so maybe he might know somebody. But they're on the hunt for the man named the Crapper Man.
The man crapper.
The caped crapper.
Here's the fucking top right. The quote from the police chief, Tony Taylor. Incidents like these have negative effect on the quality of life in our community. It's just downright shameful when people don't give a crap about their town.
That's deliberate, dude. Come on.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Because that guy's giving plenty of crap, it looks like, dude.
Yeah, he is so dutiful for his community that he is literally giving his own crap. Because he does give a crap.
He's trying to grow flowers and stuff. Right?
Yeah. Right behind that van's tire.
Trying to beautify that area.
It's a dank parking lot behind a jewelry store, and he's just like, you know what this needs? It needs some brown chunky.
Well, you know what he does is he goes to the flower shop and he buys mixed flower seeds, and then he mixes them together and eats them.
Mm-hmm.
So that he's letting loose with like fertilizer, a little bit of moisture, and the seeds to grow the flowers.
And you know what's going to help you make that nice firm fertilizer? What you have on that screen right there.
This is something I wanted to
Transition.
Engelhard, because it is in stock, and I will be getting this eventually after Christmas time.
It looks like someone threw up and then put it between two soggy buns of like a White Castle burger.
Yeah.
And then bought one from Burger King.
You and me, dude. And me are going to have one of those.
Woo!
Can't wait, can you?
Oh, I'm just doing internal backflips.
Man, I'd love to participate, but I'm so far away. It's just terrible.
That's just tragic. You couldn't take my place at all.
And this is how you cook them.
What?
You just boil it in the can before you open the can.
What the?
Couple
Fucking awesome, dude.
That's so terrible. Oh my god.
I want to know if somebody tried to microwave it in the can. I bet that's happened.
Oh, I hope it's happening.
I want to see a warning. I want to see the warning label saying "Do not microwave" because there was some idiot that decided to try to do that.
Yeah.
Oh lordy, you can have mine, thank you.
Sure.
I'll have a bite and then I will die.
I almost kicked myself out of the chat. Out there a minute ago. Professional.
We've been doing this for a while, haven't we?
Oh yeah. Well, hey man, we can find all sorts of terrible canned food.
Oh god.
To go for.
You are hazardous to my health.
Well, we'll get you a spit cup. Like you don't have to actually swallow.
I don't need a spit cup. I need a bucket.
You can spit. There's no swallowing necessary.
I always spit. I never swallow.
Oh man, are we all three watching the chat?
No, that's actually somebody watching us.
Yeah, no, it was.
I'm sorry.
Like literally like a minute ago. So somebody's tuning in. Is it you, Stepper? Is it you, Akinaro? Step forward and claim your prize.
Be forward. Your prize of being our one and only fan. Just to let you know, there is an elusive either holiday or multi-course meal in a can out there somewhere that I'm trying to find. I have yet to locate it, but you're talking 4 or 5 different courses at minimum in one can.
So this is like the
Layered.
like raunchy, disgusting version of Epic Meal.
You're talking like turkey, mashed potatoes, gravy, Brussels sprouts, and then like Christmas pudding, all in one can.
Since no one can see, I'm doing the air quotes the entire time he's saying this.
But I think Daintwall is even helping to find this, so he's getting in on the fun too.
You are sick.
Well, we were looking for it on was it Thursday, right?
Yeah,
but none of them.
We made a beginning to our research, but not the end. We will find this for you because I know you want it so bad.
Oh yeah, I yearn for it. I yearn for the day that I get put in the ER because I'm trying to eat some random bull crap that you guys might.
At least it's not Opal's cooking. It could be worse.
This is true.
He could actively be trying to kill you with Opal's meals.
It's like no. This is all just mild threatening. If we wanted to actually take you out,
have we shown you Opal's food?
I think you have actually.
Oh, okay.
When she was on the stream.
She's gotten better actually.
Oh, good.
In all respect, she's not the worst cook in the world anymore.
Mm-hmm.
William Stenchover says he'll fight us.
Yeah. All right. Dead air is great for.
I was trying to think of which one to show next. Darn it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Enjoy.
Fucking Taylor Swift just keeps getting shit on for not being political. This is so fucking funny because it's such a bizarre non-story. Well, this is Jezebel. Jezebel's not like the biggest news site out there.
Mm.
But she just tweeted out a picture and then was like, 2017 was a great year.
Yeah, well,
and then everybody's mad now. Like, it's a terrible year. You're awful, Taylor Swift.
How dare you? There's all this terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Keep your fucking mouth shut about politics, you bitch.
Well, that's the thing. She's not once come out in any real political way. And she just refuses to get involved, which seems to me like smart.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not going to be in a party. I'm just going to make my music and my millions of dollars
for that.
Yeah.
She's getting how many dumbass athletes and entertainers say stupid ass shit. She should really be applauded for that. She's a role model.
I just thought it was really funny.
It's like you can't dodge it.
Yeah.
You legitimately can't dodge being shit on. And it's really somebody who has no stake in political or open opinion in politics or anything like that. It's just
literally
ridiculous.
Yeah, literally catching shit for not saying anything, dude.
How dare you not say anything? It's like doomed if you do, doomed if you don't.
I know the poor chick, she just can't fucking win, man. Like they are bound and determined to hate Taylor Swift. I mean, first it was like it's all you, like any guy you're dating that's any kind of relationship that's going bad, it's all you. William Stenchover says he's got beef, he's gonna fight us.
Yeah. Is that real? What's going on?
He's popped up off his fight with Tonka on Twitter.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not pork?
Huh?
Are you sure it's not pork? Chorizo?
Oh, it could be chorizo. That's true. Pork sausage.
Yeah. You leave Tonka on his high school drama alone, Stenchover.
I think it's pork.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say sausages in the...
You can also have turkey, but usually it's pork.
Oh, man. I made some pork chops tonight. Came out pretty damn good. Big, thick pork chops, baby.
Yeah. Or is he saying he got beef with... Is he saying he got beef with one of us, or is he just fucking around?
I think he's just fucking around, man. I think William Stenchover way too serious.
No, he heard you talking. He's like, fuck that guy. I can't stand him.
No, it'd be really funny if Tonka Sauce showed up in the chat and started fucking going off.
It would be the best chat room ever.
I don't. In all honesty, it might just be dead air where I just fucking watch.
We're just reading.
There are no turkey burgers. That's fake news. No, I love turkey burgers. So better than regular burgers. I gotta be honest.
No.
Yeah. Well, the Jenny O ones are actually not bad, dude. Like there's other brands that have tasted really shitty that I've tried. The Jenny O ones are actually pretty good.
You cook them right, they take more flavor. You can get them to taste like more flavorful than a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've had some pretty damn good burgers, but I'm not knocking the turkey burger. I won't sit there and be like, I refuse. It's not hamburger. It's like I'll eat it for sure, and it'll be tasty. But there's just some burgers I've had that are just too good.
Well, no, I'm just talking about homemade. I'm not talking about from like.
Even stuff
else.
I've thrown together.
Yeah.
You sauce it up and stuff.
Oh,
like
I
that,
kind of like the microwave ones from Safeway, which is just fucking awful.
Wait, the microwavable hamburgers from Safeway?
I kind of like those. I'll be honest.
I stopped getting them because, like, for a while, like, they actually taste pretty good, but like the last couple times I've gotten them, they were just fucking disgusting, dude.
I stopped because I looked at how many calories they have, and it's something like 600 or 700 calories for one.
Oh,
No, it's just like wow,
dude. The other day, like a couple days ago, I went to Burger King because I wanted to try this Bacon King burger or whatever. I'd never tried it, and I ordered two because I did not realize, for one thing, how much they cost, and for two, how fucking big they are. They're like $7, like with tax and everything, it was over $14 for two burgers.
Oh Jesus!
Whoa!
Christ.
Yes, dude. I was like, did you accidentally charge me for the meal? Like, I literally asked her, and she's like, no, that's just how much those are. I was like, oh, okay, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, they're actually really good, but I don't know if they're fucking $7 good, dude. I'd rather have the, how much is the Bacon Ultimate from Jack in the Box? If that's any less, I would rather have the...
like $4 or $5.
Yeah, although, dude, it's a little bit bigger than the Bacon Ultimate, dude. If you can believe that.
Didn't Carl's Jr. Was it Carl's Jr. or Wendy's or something had the $7 burger?
Carl's Jr.
Well, it was several years ago. It was a $6 burger, but yeah.
Oh, it was a $6 burger. Yeah, I remember they had a big thing about like it's a $6 burger, and like I had one and it was fucking awful.
Yeah, they put the nasty, shitty pickles on it, and yeah, it was not good.
It was like dry and oversized. Like the patty was so big that it would dry out in the cooking process.
Yeah, which is weird because Carl's Jr. stuff is usually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, just not the $6 burger.
Yeah,
it might have been one thing, but you order that thing once and it's awful. You're not going to go throw $6 down again anywhere else.
Yeah. That's a gamble that no one wants to take.
Yeah, no, I had the same experience. So you're probably right. It was not the best burger.
Yeah. What was the other one I tried that was a weird one? Was the KFC one where it's chicken and bacon and cheese in the middle or something like that? And let me tell you, that wasn't awful, but you only get that once.
You're just like, I did it, I lived it, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't think you survived the second one.
Bucket
double
list.
down, that's what it's called.
Check.
Double down.
Yeah. Was it the one where the chicken patties were essentially replacing the bun? Is that the one you're talking about?
Bacon and cheese in the middle of two chicken patties.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I think I tried that too, and yeah, it was really good, but yeah, couldn't do it again, dude.
Burns.
It was basically the one that started as a joke on the internet and then became real.
Right.
If you couldn't tell, he's trying to find an image.
Yeah. No, I remember them doing that. Like, well, they want to do the Carb List shit. So they would do like wrap. In real life, there were restaurants that would be like wrap it in fucking lettuce and shit.
Oh yeah. It would just they take away the bun and do lettuce around the regular burger. But that's the double down. It was like 4 slices of cheese and like 2 pieces of bacon.
Yeah, I can't remember who
2 patties of chicken.
Yeah, I can't remember who the comic was, but he was literally like, that's why they call it double down, because you're basically doubling down on your health. You're going to clog your fucking arteries.
Oh, good God. It was so good, but yeah, you only ever get to have that one time, and then you pretty much have to never do it again.
Screw fiber in your diet. You need some fucking Drano to get through that.
He's chugging Drano. Oh, man.
You need to pre-scrub your asshole waiting for that to come fucking in anticipation of that.
Line it with parchment paper. Just get a little ring of parchment paper, stick it up there, and make sure there's no sticking.
Nothing but highbrow, high-class jokes.
I love that we're digging into this practically. No, it's got to be parchment paper. Come on, dude.
You got to mentally prepare for these kind of situations, okay? And then prepare your asshole for destruction.
Yeah, this is true. You don't want to be caught unawares when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, it will sneak up on you.
Dude, I was just the reason I brought that up is I was just thinking about. You ever watch My Strange Obsession?
Oh
show.
god, yeah, where the people eat weird shit or like fucking. It's
Yeah,
usually people eating weird stuff, though, isn't it?
most of it. But the one I was thinking of for some reason was the girl that had this really weird obsession with being super clean, right? So she would literally scrub the inside of her asshole with a fucking toothbrush before she shit.
Ooh, before she shit?
Before, I think after too, but I think she literally did it before and after. Like, when she was taking a shower, she would scrub the inside of her fucking asshole.
Oh, that makes me cringe. And
Yeah, yeah, because they kind of showed her doing it, and I'm like, I don't need to. You could have just told me. I didn't need to see that.
There was a similar one I watched where some chick that was obsessed with cum, and she would like brush her teeth with cum.
Wow, I've seen urine. I've seen the same thing with urine. Like, she'd brush her teeth, she'd drink it, she'd put it on her skin.
Like washed her face and brushed her hair with fucking semen too. It was real weird.
Jesus Christ, dude!
I'm just thinking, God, she's got to stink so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like smelling like rotten cum walking down the fucking road.
Yeah, or pineapples.
Just pineapples.
She insisted that the men all eat pineapples.
Oh, there's a YouTube video if anybody ever wants to look it up where this chick talks about the nutritional benefits of semen. And she's literally the whole fucking time holding a little bowl of cum.
Wow.
And then she fucking scoops it up with a spoon and eats it on the fucking screen.
Oh,
and she's like, I want you
Christ.
guys to know this is donor sperm. This is not like my boyfriend's or anything like that. I just, but I know the person, I know they're healthy, and I'm just like, I don't know why I need to know any of this.
Yeah. Like, did she think?
What is wrong with you?
Wait, did she think it would be weird if it was her boyfriend's? I don't understand.
I don't know. I have no fucking clue. You're talking about a woman who's they're talking about why it's healthy to eat cum.
Yeah, but think about that, though. She felt the need to explain that. So that must have been like, in her head, she was like, I better explain that this is not my boyfriend's jizz because they'll think I'm fucking weird if that's the case.
Well, I mean, what was it, the fucking device thing where they did the semen cocktails? And they made a point of mentioning that it wasn't anybody's significant other. They just got a couple of guys from the office to fucking donate.
What?
I'm not familiar with that one, dude.
Well, like, that's the one thing that throws me off a little bit more. It's like, wouldn't you? It's like, hey, no, I know where he's been. Well, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, he should be good. But no, I'm going to get my random coworker to fucking jizz in a tube.
Well, it's Vice. I'm sure like 6 people work there, to be honest. Maybe like a dozen at most. They probably have seen each other in the office. They're like, he eats a lot of salads.
Yeah, they could narrow it down pretty easily. Jesus.
Well, I think they had everybody tested. Like, everybody got tested first, and they were like, all right, so we'll make sure that there's no STDs or anything.
Yeah. Did they take their
than AIDS?
Right.
Did
they?
Is it?
Well, it's not be anything like, if you have to do like a P test for it.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Did they test their testosterone levels while they were at it?
No, they didn't test their testosterone levels.
Not like BuzzFeed, huh?
Don't know if I could do something like that. Like, that sounds really narrow.
Well, you think like you're like some chick at work just walks
it's like,
over
could you jizz in this for me? I want to eat it later. It's like, no.
I really want a snack for later. God damn.
Like,
did she describe the taste at all or anything weird like that?
Yeah, if I remember right, it's been a while since I watched the video. But yeah, like she went through like, the little taste and the texture is a little weird. It's kind of started to separate, because it's been a little bit.
Okay, so I need to put the brakes on this conversation real quick. Talk about something. Sorry, I'll let Daytona go.
No, I was literally thinking, right after I asked that, I'm like, why am I asking that?
I immediately regret my decision.
Yeah.
But I'll take a nice sidestep and share something a little less gross.
Okay.
Which thankfully does not include semen. But to ask, have either of you guys tried a pickleback before?
What's a pickleback?
And no, it's not a sex thing.
No. Okay. I thought it was a sex thing, to be honest,
Exactly.
but no, I've never tried it either way.
So,
what is that?
A pickleback is when you take a shot of alcohol and then you follow it with a shot of pickle juice.
No.
It sounds gnarly.
I'm just thinking of my stomach later.
Yeah, you think that too. And for coming from me, like where I do have to be careful with my stomach sometimes. Yeah. It's like that is the most remarkable thing on the planet. Because I had like some good whiskey, and on its own, like that shit, gives you a nice burn. But I shot that down, had the pickle juice right. It's like it almost countered it so well that it felt like I never had that first shot. It was crazy.
It almost cleanses everything. That's crazy.
Like I would say like 95 to almost like 99% of the alcohol was just gone. Yeah. Like I didn't taste any of it, and I was just like, okay, that's scary good.
Well, I'm not a fan of whiskey, great, so I've never taken it.
But I've heard you could do it with tequila, and there's other forms of liquor, but it's just like it just cuts the alcohol flavor, and then you just like get this. Guy.
I'm a schnapps. It tasted like you were drinking a candy cane, like every time.
I like
Fireball.
Oh yeah, the cinnamon schnapps, dude. Yeah, it tasted like a liquid Fireball, dude. You're right.
Schnapps.
Yeah, I drank when I was still allowed to drink. I fucking drank SoCo a lot because that one was pretty sweet too. Or amaretto. I would drink straight amaretto.
Ooh, amaretto. Amaretto was a sipping drink. I like amaretto. I miss that one.
Amaretto, amaretto, caramel.
Potato.
Tomato.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Di Serrano was good, but it had to be warm, nice and warm.
Yeah, it tastes like almonds, dude. Or not almonds. It tasted like cherries, dude, to me. I don't know about you, but it tasted like cherries to me.
That's a hell of a mix-up.
I said almonds, dude. It's actually made from almonds. It's actually made from almonds, and I was like, it's weird. It tastes like almonds. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
No, I get a little bit of like a poppy seed, almost like cough syrupy kind of flavor, but I kind of like that. So
I kind of get that poppy seed opium kind of flavor in it. Well, I just kind of brush my teeth with it and start seeing shit.
When I drank whiskey, I drank it with Mountain Dew.
Oh.
So, which is what Mountain Dew was originally meant to go with whiskey. That's what they made it for. But it was actually terrible. So good. It sounds awful.
The funny thing is so you say it's like, smooth. No, Mountain Dew and whiskey sounds great. And I'll be like, dude, pickle juice, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
But so they're like, oh, Mountain Dew's gross, man. What are you talking about?
Wow, pickle juice.
At least pickle juice is healthy for you. Let's go about it that way. I went on the health front, but not so much on the fact that there's still both three things to drink with alcohol.
It was surprisingly it was one of the best drinks I've ever had. Mountain Dew and whiskey.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, actually, if we think about it, Mountain Dew is pretty close to sweet and sour mix. You know what I mean?
No, I've never had sweet and sour mix.
Oh, that's how I got started on amaretto. Is somebody had given me an amaretto sour, which obviously is amaretto and sweet and sour mix.
Oh, here I am just drinking it straight all the time.
No, I got there pretty quickly, obviously, but yeah, no, that's how I got started on that.
When you're too lazy to mix your drinks.
Yeah,
it was actually when I was really young and I'd never really had much of anything, and I saw the commercials and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. I want to try it. So I just tried it. Like I'm like,
oh, it goes a lot of things.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
It's like, hey, that sounds fun. It's like, what happens if I mix cranberry orange Twister? Do you remember that? So that fruit drink, it's kind of like Juicy Juice.
No,
it's pretty much that, but it's like that wild '90s style.
It sounds familiar, but I never really drank.
So
it.
It's just a type of juice.
Yeah.
And so I had that mixed with tequila and then a type of whiskey.
Oh, tequila.
Yeah. So you can tell how that went.
Yeah.
One of the few times in my life where I just completely, checked out.
Oh, I fucking drank a bottle of tequila one night with strawberry margarita mix and woke up in a pool of my own vomit. So that was great. That was awesome.
It was a fun night.
No, it was not a fun night.
You don't know. You don't fucking remember.
I vaguely remember at some point eating burritos, which explains the chunks.
Ooh.
God damn, dude.
It was
very explicit.
Well, it was blood red. because of the strawberry margarita mix.
Ugh.
So I thought I was dead. And then a few moments later, I was like, God, I wish I was dead.
Yeah,
So,
you probably felt like you were.
Well, I'm not dead.
Hangovers, you know?
I'm not dead. I just kind of wish I was.
Yeah, well, I only ever had 2 hangovers, and that was one of them. So.
Oh, I've had more than that.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
I've had
I've had
plenty.
more hangovers in my life. But for sure, one moment with my roommate, we had definitely done like a good amount of drinking the night before, and I didn't even get to bed. I like was sitting up and I just kind of like fell back, and so like door was wide open, lights are on. I'm just like splayed out, half on my bed, half off.
Oh,
and my roommate comes up and goes, "Is he okay?" I don't know if he's just like passed out or if he's out of
call an ambulance.
Like, should I call an ambulance? I was like, no, man, I just had one too many and just passed out before I could crawl my ass in the bed.
I think the only thing you want to do in that situation is make sure they're not laying on their back.
Yeah.
Make sure they're fucking laying on their side or something so the vomit goes out.
Didn't get sick. Definitely hungover. Did not get sick. That's bad.
Yeah, what was it? I did like a similar thing, but it was on my couch when I was living with people, a couple of roommates in like a house, and I drank like a half a liter of 100 proof peppermint schnapps, and a good portion of another bottle of fucking like Canadian whiskey or something like that.
Was it really polite?
No,
or did it make you really polite?
Oh, what's it like? Because whiskey and Canadian whiskey don't taste at all similar. If that makes sense. There's like this.
Probably how it's made, right?
Yeah, it tastes a little mapley. I know that sounds odd. Like, who would have guessed?
Of course. Everything from Canada does.
Yeah.
It tastes like maple syrup.
But that was after a liter, like a half a liter of 100 proof peppermint schnapps. So, like, at that point, everything tastes good.
Everything tastes like it.
But I just sort of leaned back on my couch and then woke up, like came to the next morning and then was like, oh shit, I got to go to work.
Damn.
And that was my other hangover, was at work, which was not fun.
Oh, yeah, that's you always want to do it when you have nothing to do.
Yeah, well, that was one of the last times I drank, though. Because I was just like, if this hangover thing is going to become a regular thing, I'm not in.
Yeah, I'm not down for that party.
Way too much of a pussy for these hangovers.
Dude, I had one time where I had, I drank almost an entire bottle of the Southern Comfort, the fifth, like the big bottles.
Oh, yeah.
And, by myself. And, like I was at, it was at a party with somebody I worked with. And, basically just nobody was drinking it with me. I was offering it to everybody, but nobody was drinking it. I guess I was a little weirded out because I didn't know a lot of the people. And I was kind of weirded out because where I worked then, it was really weird because like every girl that I worked with really actually wanted to fuck me. They were all younger and shit, so I guess I probably had. I mean, I was a decent looking guy, but they were a lot pretty much younger. But anyways, I ended up drinking the whole fucking bottle, and I was convincing them that I was okay to drive home somehow, right? And then I basically sat at my car, leaning my head against the car, trying to get the key into the hole to unlock it. And basically, after about 7 or 8 minutes, they're like, hey, we're going to take you home. Like, you're too fucking drunk. You can't even unlock the fucking door. And I was like, all right, whatever, fuck that. But my mom had somehow got into my fucking house. And my mom woke me up the next day, and I was supposed to work, but obviously I didn't fucking go to work. Didn't call in anything. She was like, "Hey, you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" She's like, "Did you throw up in here?" I'm like, "No, I didn't throw up in here." And then she was like, "It smells like you threw up in here." So okay, whatever. So I kind of come through a little bit, and basically like. In my room, I had like the middle piece of like a 3-piece sectional for some reason. I had just the middle piece in my room. It was like my chair or whatever. And the fucking cushions in that thing, like in the very middle back cushions, dude, up there, I had thrown up, dude. And I did not remember doing that at all, dude. You know,
I like the
I
idea of a party with people you work with. It's like drink a bottle of liquor and be blacked out drunk.
yeah, it was like I said, socially awkward, so I got fucking hammered, way fucking hammered.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah, so good times.
The awkwardness.
That was the only time I didn't remember throwing up that I threw up. Dude. That was a little disturbing.
Oh man!
But
Yeah,
unlike Stabby, I kept going.
Oh, see,
I kept drinking.
So the lesson is, try not to drink and drive.
Yeah,
Take the key in the hole.
If you can't get the key in the hole to drive yourself home drunk, you probably shouldn't be driving unless somebody unlocks the door for you. That's probably cool, right? I mean, am I right?
Yeah.
No, they were really cool about it. They literally drove my car home and fucking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, I did not drive myself home. I'm sorry. Did I not mention that? I didn't.
No,
we got joking.
Right.
Yeah, we got that part. I'm just amazed that they actually drove your car with you. Like, because most of the times in those situations, it's like, yeah, you're going to go, somebody's going to drop you off, and then you'll have to figure out how to get back to your car yourself. Like,
no, they were really cool about it. Fucking drove me all the way home and drove my car for me.
Dude, that's pretty fucking awesome. I got to say, like, the highlight of that story for me is the fact that you work with people that were that cool.
Yeah. The job was fucking horrible. Like, again, I only got raises when they raised minimum wage. But no, the people I worked with were fucking cool as hell, dude. We literally just sat there and just talked shit, all fucking goofing on each other and talking shit like for 8 hours, dude. It was and really fucking funny, dude. Really funny people. Yeah, that's why I ended up staying there like 5 years because fucking just a cool ass job.
Yeah, that is something that if you find a good group of people to work with, it's tough to quit.
Yeah.
Right,
Indeed.
So here we go. I got something for you guys.
Serving up some holiday cheer.
So yeah, some holiday cheer. I will eat mum on Christmas Day. Grieving daughter to sprinkle her mother's ashes on turkey and pudding dinner.
I call bullshit. She looks like she ate her mom when she was still alive, dude, and now she's fucking got cigarette ashes.
Oh god, yeah, dude.
She just went straight Hannibal Lecter and fucking ate him up.
She does kind of have that look in her eyes. She looks dead already. Mom may have died, but she died on the inside years ago.
Damn, I thought I was vicious.
Wait. So you're calling her a cannibal? I'm just calling her like, no,
dead.
I guess.
You're calling her dead inside.
Yeah.
Which one's worse?
All right, we'll call it a tie. Fuck you.
I like that you got them in a bowl with a spoon here.
Okay, no, it's that face with her mixing. Like that picture right there is just perfect.
Oh man.
It's just like, this is my mother. Do you see it? Do you see my mother?
It is the only thing that will get me through my first Christmas without mum, says Deborah.
We all go through those 5 stages differently.
Oh man, how much you want to bet that like her mom always like gave her shit about making her lose weight, and the real reason she's doing that is she's like, "Fuck you, mom! I'll eat what I want." Who your dad?
Like her passive aggressive revenge on her mom.
I'm thinking, man. Yeah, William Sturgeon wants to know. Mom. Wants to know where's the beef. The beef is on that Christmas turkey in the form of some ashes. It's just
it's just dash of ash.
Yeah. Was her mom Jewish by any chance?
No. They were. I don't think they're any religion.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sorry,
that was a really shitty attempt at Holocaust joke,
so
dude.
Dumb. I don't know how I fucking missed that. That's so bad.
Shame on you.
Shame. All right. Well, to make up for it, what are Jews and pies, or what's the difference between a Jew and a pie?
What's that?
You don't want to burn a pie in the
oven. Damn.
You're a terrible person.
I'm fucking awful. Well, I laughed through that whole fucking song of the ovens of Auschwitz.
There's a song.
Oh, shit, I just
Ovens of Auschwitz. I am also unfamiliar. I guess I'm just not as anti-Semitic as you, Stabby.
So,
I don't know.
well, I like to watch a wide variety of political points of view. And I don't know if you guys know who Red Ice is.
No.
I've heard the
I
name,
want to
dude.
know.
They're like the wannabe professional base of like basically like just dumb kind of stupid racist ideology and like and they're like anti-Semitic as well.
It sounds like the typical people you watch.
No, these are like so like there's the skeptic community and stuff and the anti-SJWs and then there's like the social justice warriors and they're all like a little bit fringy and Red Ice is way the fuck beyond.
Yeah,
Like
so
they're the ones who
they're
are
kind
like,
of
we need
the
a white ethno state and fucking we got to get rid of all the colored people and the Mexicans or you know like all this shit. And the Jews are taking over the world.
they're kind of the thinking man's racists. Would you say? Is that a fair assessment?
They try to present themselves that way, and they're fairly entertaining. It's just being like ridiculous. But there's this thing called PewTube, PEW Tube, and it's where anything that's been removed from YouTube for whatever reason, doesn't matter like why it was removed, is on that. So any video that you find like it's been removed because of content or
So the
copyright,
YouTube underworld, essentially.
YouTube takes all those videos and puts them up essentially.
Huh.
And so somebody took The Sound of Silence
Yeah.
and rewrote the lyrics to be the ovens of Auschwitz. And so, and it's like a little slideshow music video of the ovens of Auschwitz, talking about warming up the ovens again. And
Jesus Christ.
it's pretty fucking dark. But
Yeah.
it's also kind of funny too.
Because it's like one of those things that's just so out there. Like, you know, when you hear somebody say something so blatantly racist, you're like, wow.
Yeah, it's absurdism.
Yeah, it's just like, it just kind of blows your mind a little bit. And you're just like, I don't know how to respond to that because that is just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I was so fucking shocked by your racist. But I'm literally speechless.
Yeah.
There was
To be actually speechless on something.
Daniel Tosh has a bit about raping a hot baby. And the whole thing is, he starts off with, like, this is the baby that works at, like, fucking, oh, what's that place that hires the shirtless models, the guys?
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, this is the baby
How do I
that's,
know
that
that?
models for Abercrombie and Fitch. He goes out there without a shirt on. He's all muscled and ripply. And he's just doing this whole thing. And at the end, he's like, and everybody, you know, gets a laugh out of, like, raping the baby and stuff. And he's like, because it's not a real fucking baby. It's an imaginary baby. So if you're upset about me talking about raping a baby that doesn't fucking exist, what the fuck is wrong with you? like, clearly this is just a joke, you know, like, but it's his little stab at like absurdism.
Yeah.
You know, where you like you take something to such a ridiculous extreme in order to make something awful funny. And I think it was because people were going on and on at the time about like how you can't make rape jokes. It was a big thing in like that particular year when he released that special.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, so it was right after he everybody went after him about like his rape.
Oh, the one about his sister, right?
No, not the one about his sister. The one that he threw at an audience member.
Oh.
Like he was telling one of his rape jokes in a club, and this lady said, "It's not funny," and he had been trying to make a joke about how it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
And she just started fucking heckling essentially.
Yeah.
And he's like, "It'd be kind of funny if those three guys behind you raped her right now." Because you know you shoot back at a heckler as hard as you can to shut him the fuck up. And it got real big, and everybody was down on him for a while. Like they were just hammering on him. I think he eventually apologized, which, in my opinion, is always a mistake.
Yeah, he probably had to, dude. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I assume that he already had the show, right? He had Tosh.0 right at that point,
yeah,
right?
Tosh.0 was at the time, so I think he had to for Comedy Central.
Yeah, Comedy Central, I'm sure, forced him to.
You know, in all honesty, though, a lot of those things, man, if you just wait 2 weeks, they fucking go away.
Yeah, they go on to the next outrage, dude. They
There'll
fucking
be
forget
like,
it.
you know, like probably a couple hundred people that still hate you, but like the thousands will just fucking, like goldfish swimming around the bowl will come around again and just be like, Moving the fuck on.
Oh, man.
Oh, good lord. Dead air.
Dead air. Well,
Dead
I guess
air,
we're
dead air, dead air.
dying and trying to swim like goldfish because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Yeah, I guess I would to talk about all that fire business going down south.
Oh, Southern California burning and shit. Yeah,
So-
that's pretty shitty.
Now that we've traded, we had our turn. We dealt with it. We're dealing with it still. Now Southern California is dealing with the.
Thanks a lot, Trump.
Yeah, thanks, Trump. But they have the one that started in Ventura that is still going strong.
Cool.
Now it's in Santa Barbara, which is like an hour north, I believe. So I think that's covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, well, I was going to say though, I think Southern California has fires almost every year.
Yeah, but nothing to
No, nothing.
This one's almost. I think the buildings it's damaged doesn't beat the fire here, but the amount of space the amount of land that has burned all at once they broke that. It's worse.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, haven't been warning us about that though for a long time, that there's going to be some super fires because having the fires is a natural part of a forest. Like they're supposed to have little fires every year.
Yeah, no, that stuff happens all
and
the time.
We've been preventing it in a lot of the forested area for so long that a lot of the stuff that would normally have burnt off is built up thicker and thicker. And they haven't been doing the controlled burns that they're supposed to be doing to keep that stuff down.
Yeah.
In any of the forests in northern or southern California, really, they haven't been keeping up with it. So I think it's kind of like it's all come to fruition at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the fires have been happening there since like way before people. You know what I mean? Like lightning strikes or whatever. Like I think is it the redwood trees or sequoia, whichever ones. Literally, they don't generally drop their seeds until a fire happens. Like it gets up to a certain temperature, and then it kind of like signals them to drop. Because everything's going to be wiped out at that point. So it signals them to drop their cones or their seeds or whatever.
It's a substantial number of pine trees are like that. Will drop seeds. There's some that won't without the fire, but there's a substantial number that will with the fire. But the thing is, most of the time those fires go through so fast that the trees don't catch. And I think this year, both in the Northern California fire and the Southern California, the trees themselves caught.
Right.
Which is why they were so hot and why they were so hard to put out.
Yeah, it's just too much underbrush lighting fucking lit the trees too.
Because once the trees get going, you're fucked. Like you can have rain and it'll still burn.
Right. Yeah, that's weird that they don't. Because here in Arizona, they do prescribed burns all the fucking time, man. I'm surprised they don't do that, man.
I mean, maybe they do to some extent, but not to the extent they should.
Yeah.
Obviously. And the other thing that was truly tragic up here in Northern California was that fire that happened, the main one for Santa Rosa, happened back in like the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Almost the exact same. Actually, I think it was the exact same spot.
Yeah,
the same area, that same hill, that same hillside, rolled down the same
neighborhood.
Yeah. The thing is back then Santa Rosa was a little cow town.
Yeah.
Back in the 60s, like it wasn't at all, the size it is today. Where now that place that was once just a bunch of pasture, and they used to have that bunch of, grass that's burning down, are now a bunch of houses.
Yeah.
And so it turned into something that's truly devastating.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, and I was thinking, like, wouldn't it be smart to build homes with like a rainwater catch basin that catches like 300 or 400 gallons of water under the house, which wouldn't really take up that much space. It's actually fairly easy to do. And like a little pump and a tube that goes through the center of the house all the way up to the roof. And then you basically pull like a fire pull thing, and the tube pops up and just starts soaking down the roof. I wonder why they don't do that.
Hey, you got to make a patent for that, man.
I don't know how realistic that is, but I mean, it just seems like if you're going to rebuild all these places, and this fire's happened like once 30 years ago, and again, this year, like, wouldn't you think like maybe we should fucking prevent that somehow? Like,
do our best to not have that happen.
Have something that like sensors or something that if they trip, it just starts fucking hosing the roof down and puts these embers out before they can start a fucking
do more damage. But just kind of bring that up because that's definitely a thought process or thing I've been thinking about a lot lately. Having, thankfully, my girlfriend not living anywhere close to.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Because she's more centralized in the middle, like between Orange County and Los Angeles, more in Orange. But just kind of that thought process of like how scary that is, and it's like that's really it's devastating. So.
Well, you and I both evacuated. I don't think we had to, but it was the smart thing to do.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, on my way out, we got kicked out of our apartment, probably for the sake of, just in case, even though we weren't anywhere close to the fire. Well, the northern ones, there was ones coming up on the east side that they were telling us that we had to get out. And while we were evacuating, we actually drove past some of the fires that firefighters were fighting. And so we actually drove past some of it. There were smaller ones that they were trying to put out so it doesn't spread to something massive.
Yeah, well, before I knew there was fires, the night that the blackout happened, when the fires started getting really bad, me and my sister drove around trying to see where the lights were still on, and fucking like big ass branches and stuff had fallen all over the fucking road, and like we were down, and I put gas in my car, like I filled up my gas tank that night. Luckily enough, because then we ended up evacuating. But like maybe 3 hours later, but we went and filled up with the gas tank, and we looked down the road, and like down the road there was a fire going. Like a bunch of trees in an empty lot near the gas station had just caught up and we're going. And we're like, well, good thing we got that gas before it was too late, because I might not be there tomorrow, Yeah,
that was the thing, is that I had just been coming back from a dance convention that weekend. So I was getting back a little after midnight, so I saw what was I guess that was the Tubbs fire, the main fire.
Yeah, the Tubbs fire. I think they named it all the Tubbs fire.
The big one up north on the north end of Denver. The one on the east was something else.
No, I think they actually just renamed it all the Tubbs fire.
Really?
Like they went and said, like, we're just going to call it all the same one. And,
all the same thing?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I saw it when it was up there. I didn't realize where exactly it was. I thought it was just somewhere in the trees. But clearly I was watching neighborhoods burn, and I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Which is terrifying to think about it now, or think about it like after the fact.
Well, one of the things that got me was when they started letting people back into the area to sift through the ashes and try to find whatever they could find.
Yeah.
And, take pictures for insurance purposes and all that kind of stuff. Is they had to actually make a lot of announcements about people, like, you can't just go sightseeing.
Oh, yeah.
People just fucking want to drive through and look.
Like, give it some time to do that first, man. Give people time to like deal with the fact that they lost their house.
Oh, it was
because when I drove through those neighborhoods eventually, was 2 weeks ago. Because the fire happened back in October.
Yeah, early October.
October.
A couple months ago. Yeah.
And so I had just, I think, the week of Thanksgiving. So I guess about a month.
Yeah.
That's when I went. That's why I truly went through the neighborhoods to check it out, see what happens. So there's a lot of cleanup going on, but there's still a lot of destruction.
We know three families. My family, we know 3 different families that lost their homes. So they were all over in that area.
So
I remember seeing the aerial shots. I was like, holy shit! I cannot believe how fucking total the devastation was in some of those areas. Like, there was no parts of the houses standing, dude. Really fucking amazing.
It was just the pipes with the gas just fucking sending up flames. It was the only thing that was left in most of them.
You hear gas lines going off, propane tanks. So well, I guess not so much propane tanks, but gas lines. Those light up, and you hear as my parents explained to me, it sounded like explosions.
I was talking about after the fires were all through.
Yeah.
you could tell where the houses were because each one had one little jet of flame from where the gas line was still running.
Okay, yeah.
So it was like total destruction, and then each house had one little jet of flame where the gas line was burning. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What was it?
Is that your camera on there? Baseball unintentional?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if that's picking up the. Is that picking up? Can you see that? It's one of those light displays. You know, the red and green Christmassy light displays.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll bring this. This is the last thing I'll bring up about it, but this is kind of the reason why I thought about it. Was today I was watching a video for Ray William Johnson.
Yeah.
And apparently he lives somewhat near one of the fires, and so he brought it up in there when his apartment had to potentially be evacuated, given that concept. And so there, listening to somebody else talk about it, that thought process, what goes through their head, and like just kind of how that feels. It's like it's crazy to actually understand something on that level and actually have gone through it.
Yeah, it's a trip. It really is.
Yeah. Like, you're obviously glad to be alive, but holy shit, dude, to lose your fucking house and everything all your possessions, dude.
I definitely feel lucky for that.
Yeah, that is one of those things. It was like we stayed with my cousin for like 3 or 4 days, and it was just like this is awesome that we get to do this. Like, instead of being just without power for like 3 or 4 days, because most of the people in my neighborhood stayed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came back like maybe the second day because we were like, well, it looks like it's safe to go back and just get a couple more things that we might want.
The thing is, you couldn't breathe. Like it took about 3 or 4 days. Even with that, like we weren't too bad actually. I mean, it was smoky, but in the house was fine. Okay,
as long as you kept your windows closed.
Where I was at, like you couldn't step outside without like starting to hack.
And we weren't that bad.
Like the breathing masks that tell you to get, like those the N95s, N100s.
No, that's not going to do shit. Well, I mean, it'll help, but for smoke.
No, actually, that's what they're saying for like the basic breathers, like the little woodcutter, like woodcutter masks.
Oh yeah,
like
those are
carpenter masks.
Those
are garbage.
Yeah,
like
those especially to keep particulate matter out.
In most parts, it's like if you're gonna have nothing covering your face, and then there's that, it's the better choice. But like those things have like a little, like the N95s have like a little.
Well, then I have to reconsider. There was a prepper thing I saw where it's like almost like a scarf you wear, but you can pull it up and it has an M95 mask in it.
Nice.
So instead of being obviously wearing a smoke mask, it's just like a little cloth thing that you pull up that has inserts that are N95. And I was like, that just looks cool. Like,
and like, obviously there's like a lot more like industrial kind of like you're going into Breaking Bad territory kind of breathing masks, but for something like that where it's just like I need something that's gonna help me not start breathing and all that crap.
Yeah, we were luckily in this area. It wasn't too bad. I mean, you smelled the smoke, and it wasn't. You didn't want to be outside for any time.
Yeah,
without some sort of mask on, but you weren't like hacking and coughing. Although then again, maybe that's because I was a smoker for so many years before
I'm just used
quit like 3 years ago. So
burning house down smoke, I can breathe that shit in. Cigarettes on the other hand,
that's nothing.
But is that you showing off your Christmas decorations there? Or are you trying to show us that you're going to eventually actually use the camera so we can see?
Yeah, no, I just thought it was kind of cool. I just turned the lights off and fucking hit it. Dude, it's really disorienting because it's in the front room here of the house here. Coming in at night, it's actually incredibly disorienting walking in on that shit, dude. Like yeah, like you almost get a little vertigo. You're like, holy shit.
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, my mom goes really nuts on Christmas, dude. Like, she literally had me going out. Like, she already had a shitload of decorations from over the years or whatever. And she had me go out and buy 2 of those spotlight type things. This one I actually got, oddly enough, from JCPenney because it was on sale for like $20, marked down from like $60. But that inspired her to get 2 more from like Lowe's for the outside of the house. So it's literally all done up with like 3 different. Now we have 3 different little projection things around the house.
You gotta. You're killing me, Smalls.
I was trying to do a funny thing, but it didn't work.
You're killing me.
Camera is just. I gotta get a new camera. This thing is so garbage.
You gotta do what? Yeah, I get the camera that I use, the little guy. It's a little, nice little.
Hey, look at the Christmas decorations.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it was? Okay. No, dude, I think I need to take a picture of it's not even her bathroom. It's a bathroom I use. Me and my son use. Literally a shower curtain, like 4 or 5 different fucking Christmas towels, a cover for the the lid for the toilet, and then also a rug for that goes around, kind of wraps around underneath the bottom of the toilet, and then even the thing that goes on top of the back of the toilet, and it has a space where you can put like a Kleenex box in it, like a square Kleenex box, and it has a hole where you can pull the Kleenexes out through it.
Why would you have a Christmas shower towel curtain? That's just fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm telling you, my mom's nuts when it comes to Christmas, dude. She fucking, yeah. I think I'll take a picture of it and put it on Twitter or something.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's really
that's pretty wacky.
Festive.
Tag me, because I don't always see everything people post on Twitter.
Yeah, no, it's pretty involved. Like I said, literally a shower curtain and everything. The really weird one is having a Santa thing going over the top of the lid of the toilet, and then again the thing that actually goes over the back part of the toilet where the fucking water thing is, having something go over that also has a space to put a Kleenex thing in it. Like, that's fucking weird to me too.
That is a little strange, man. That is a little overkill.
Yeah, although I think a lot of that stuff was my grandmother. My grandmother was almost obsessive about doing arts and crafts shit. Like making a robot out of tin cans and fucking, taking the you remember the old plastic things they used to use, or do they still use those for 6-packs? Yeah, I guess they do. But she would make little flower looking things out of the plastic rings from a 6-pack. Like she did crazy, a ridiculous amount of arts and crafts, and some of that stuff is from her. So that might be part of it too.
That makes sense. Yeah, I guess it's it's slightly lesser. So I just brought something out on my desk that I wanted to show you because we were talking about weird stuff. Parents here. So I made.
What am I looking?
Actually, if you hit that light switch on that wall over there.
Yeah, it'll not be all fucking.
Hold on here, but this is going to be worth it. Or not.
You just zoom out, dude.
Oh, here we go.
I present.
So this is something I made for my dad for Christmas. Oh, right there. No, that's good. You can see it. It's a replica human heart because unfortunately they don't sell human organs.
Those bastards.
You got the black market connections.
Yeah, but so that's what's right there. Because a weird one. So I asked my dad what he wanted for Christmas. He's like, I want a new heart. And I was like, okay. So this is what I got.
There we go.
That's crazy.
So he's going to wake up one morning and that's just going to be sitting on the table next to where he sleeps. That's a normal thing to do, right?
Yeah, that's totally normal.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure.
So, the craziest thing about that is that while you were talking, he just kind of takes this jar and then puts it right in front of the computer. And I'm just looking at it where the freak did you get a human hair? What am I looking at?
You know what's weird to me?
You know how we were talking about implied threats earlier?
Yeah.
Here you go.
I have somebody's heart in a jar. Next is yours.
Well, what's weird is they don't sell human hearts.
That's weird.
You would think that they would sell that. There would be some useless ones kind of sitting around, and then somebody'd want to make money off it or something.
But I don't know what to do with this heart, man.
I wouldn't think that. I don't think that's a reasonable assumption, dude.
Okay, well, this is what I thought when I started trying to find it on Google. So I figured at the very least.
Although, yeah, you would think you'd have like a really old, because I think that Obscura shop that they show on TV, I think that's in San Francisco, where they have a bunch of weird shit like that, but it's from like at least 100 years ago, like an old fucking what do you call it? Like petrified fucking art or weird shit like that.
Yeah, that's like you find like for an anatomy display for like a high school or a college or something.
Right.
But no, they don't sell it. I mean, you can find human bones, but those are pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But, and the other thing they don't sell is formaldehyde. Because my second thought was get like a pig heart and put it in a jar with some formaldehyde, but apparently they don't sell that either. And to be fair, I'm not sure if that's actually all it takes to really properly like preserve one.
That sounds like you're going like straight Dexter shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to get organs and formaldehyde. You know. It's for a project.
Things that people would normally want, you know. Somebody somewhere's got to be like, man, I really need to put a pig heart in formaldehyde.
Right, not necessarily a huge demand, but somebody's demanding that somewhere.
You know, now that you guys say it, it sounds so much weirder.
It did sound weird when I thought about it in my head. But now that you put it out there, it's a little crazy.
Saying it out loud. Oh, I get it.
Oh, ooh.
Well, and then like I asked my mom, so I was like, maybe she might know a place to get a human heart that I haven't thought of. She's like, they can't sell that. People would probably kill people to make the money. And then I was like, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense.
It's like one of those thoughts that you're like, I instantly regret that I thought about this and then voiced it to somebody else.
I just had to share that because she laughed at me too. And I was like, well, I guess it was kind of silly to buy a human heart.
Yeah. So that was this year. Your dad asked for a new heart.
Well, he's like supposed to get a stint.
Mm-hmm.
They want to put a stint in. He's declining it because he wants to quit smoking and drinking first, which he's not going to do. I think he just doesn't want to get the surgery. Mm-hmm. But so he was like, "Oh, I want a new heart," and I was like, "Oh, this would be funny, so I have to do it."
Yeah, no, that's a good gag, dude. No, that's a pretty good gag. I'll be honest with you. Just you thinking it was like as simple as just looking up a place to find a human heart. That's a little weird.
No, the
best. So Google definitely has some dirt on me. Like I'm never going to be able to successfully run a fucking office. That's for sure. But like this one, he was looking for human organs. So fucking why you would vote for him, we don't know.
The best part about that would be if you like looked on Google, and its response is the city morgue. To me, that'd be it. Life's set. We're good.
You can buy those.
Go to the mortician and be like, "Hey, meet me at the back door."
Yeah.
Well, I've told you guys about the organ fights, right?
Organ fights, like someone throwing organs at
like human organs.
No,
that right?
No,
you haven't told me.
Oh yeah, so one of the guys I used to hang out with in high school, like his mom's boyfriend was an ex-mortician, or like a mortician's assistant or something like that. But like they would throw stuff at each other, like hearts and livers and shit.
Damn, dude.
That's gross. Why?
Yeah. Although again, if you're doing that, if you're choosing that as a profession, you're probably kind of dark and twisted anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense, dude.
I will rightfully admit one of the times I had to do a morgue run. It's not what you call it over the radio, but that's what it is. And so I was the only one available to help the mortician pretty much pull a dead body off of a hospital bed.
Oh, that's gotta be fun.
Yeah, and he was fresh.
Nice and fresh.
It's nice and fresh.
Well, you want the fresh ones because the stale ones probably smell a lot worse.
Yeah, that's true, man. Holy shit.
And
It's actually like decomposing and shit. Yeah.
It's weird. There's no other way to split that one. It's a little weird. But
had rigor mortis set in yet?
No, not quite.
So you were still pliable?
He was still pretty good.
Did you guys pose him?
No, not that pliable. He wasn't exactly a light person. And they don't. The term dead weight is very true in this instance. So it's like 160. You feel 160. So that's why you have to help somebody out because then you're going to end up having somebody throw their back out. But so I met the guy outside, and I will just rightfully admit he was creepy. He's definitely one of those kind of like, I wouldn't imagine him being just like hunched over and just like
rubbing his hands.
I'm ready to pick up the body. It's like,
I got to see a coroner's van when I was changing batteries at Sears Auto Center, and they were like, "Yeah, this is a coroner's van." I'm like, "So fucking cool! Can I look in the back?" And I'm like, "I guess." There was nothing in the back; it was all empty. Like they didn't even have like shelves or anything in there. But it was cool. I like checking it out.
But that's definitely like just fucking plop him over. I mean, he's just like, here, okay. He's like, all mine now. I'm stealing the body. It's like,
I've seen that a few times because there's like apartment complexes all around here.
Yeah.
And when I used to walk every single day, every once in a while you'd see like a coroner's van picking somebody up.
Yeah.
And they got like a little thing with wheels and the body and a big black bag and all that. I wonder why they put it in the bag though. I mean,
it's more to not have an open dead body for everyone to see.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Because no one really wants to see that. So you kind of like, here, let's put them in a bag.
Yeah, you want to seal in the flavor too. Yeah. You don't want the funk like leaking out everywhere.
Yeah, eventually. But the one thing that I got asked to do that to me was a little weird because I was still pretty fresh at this point. Was not only did I help our lift team guys, which is exactly what they do. That's their title. Is just like to lift people, but help the person get into the pretty much the fridge, so we can hold them until this is a different time.
Yeah, you gotta refrigerate the body.
I had several instances of handling dead people. Yeah. Not exactly doing backflips over, but I did it.
It sounds like an interesting job, to be honest.
It's a little weird, but you kind of get used to it.
Do you sing to him?
No, I'm not
man,
weird.
I think you
should. It didn't help that at that time the morgue looked something straight out of a horror movie. Outside there was one light that flickered.
Think I could just work there part time, like one night?
No, like that one was actually a separate person picking it up and taking them to like the whole funeral home and doing that whole business. The hospital itself has their own way of like storing people until someone.
I want to work at the place that looks like a horror movie.
It was creepy. It was
and where you store human bodies.
It was like a kind of rundown-ish shed. It wasn't actually a shed. It was actually a building. But it looks like one of those sheds with like just like light out there. Like some guy with a chainsaw is going to come out and just hack you to pieces.
And then the whole time you just wander around singing like "Twinkle Twinkle Little Star."
Exactly. But no, the craziest thing was like, we go and throw the body in there. Well, yeah, I kind of throw it, but because it's heavy, and so like I go there and I was about to like go on my merry way, and they're like, "Oh, he forgot his stuff." Because he had stuff, it's when you go to the hospital, what do? You take, you have to like change into your gown and stuff like that, and you have your wallet with you. And he's like, well, he's got to hold on to his stuff. And so I went up to his room, grabbed all his things, literally just zip open the bag, and then put it like on top of him. It's like this what are you gonna do? I legitimately asked, like, what do you do in that situation? He's like, I just put it in the bag.
Wow.
It's all there.
It totally makes sense to me.
I'm like,
Body bag?
in the bag
Wow.
with the body, and I'm just like, but it unzips from the top, or actually it depends on which way they do it. But usually it unzips from the top, so you get to like see the face. That's the weird part, because the one thing that you see, like if you're taking like an anatomy class or something, they cover the hands and they cover the face and they cover the feet.
Why the hands and the feet?
It takes the humanity out of it.
Oh, okay.
Because when you see somebody's face, it changes that kind of mentality of what you're looking at. Because
I still think I could cut somebody open if I saw their face.
Yeah, but it's to help people
like a dead
who.
person, I should clarify.
Yeah.
I just want to make clear on
who's
that
been thoroughly embalmed and already been taken care of. You don't have to. But it's more along the lines of there is a moment there, and I definitely to like get really kind of a little deep at the before I will have to leave like 10 minutes. But to have like that like doing that, there was that kind of instance of like that's a person that's like no longer here, and yet it still shares that same kind of like the features of being human, and it's a weird feeling because
my aunt's
especially
funeral
just
was
not being
open
used
casket,
to it.
so they had her laid out and like presented out.
Yeah.
So like the body was out there, you can see her face, and she's laying there, and it's kind of a surreal moment where you're just like, that's so fucking. It feels so weird because I know this person's dead, but they're right there, just not moving.
Yeah, it was nice to know that I could handle that kind of situation, but it's also there's like that weird feeling of just like kind of a sense of mortality.
Oh yeah,
but it was interesting, a learning experience. So, which is also unfortunate because someone passed away.
Yeah, it's always a little weird. Even at a funeral, like an open casket funeral is a little weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even viewing a person in an open casket funeral is a little strange, dude.
I want my funeral to have me wired.
Be a puppet.
Pre-record some phrases.
Yeah.
Work me like a puppet and shit.
Yeah. Put a little string on you and you pull the string.
Oh yeah. I think that'd be fucking funny to do. Like if you were running an anatomy class, just have one of them like put some string on one of them.
Oh, that's fucked up.
So you work it out with one of somebody else beforehand, so they start cutting and you start twitching it, and you're like, it's still alive.
Oh god.
You have to the students make it.
You know that's happened, dude. Somebody's done that shit, dude.
Oh, it sounds like an awesome plan to me.
My leg straight up fell asleep all the way up to my ass crack.
Oh, no. It's gotta be time.
Yay!
Opening Engelhart's leg.
No, don't do it. I need my leg. Not lefty.
Oh, man.
Good damn.
No,
Yeah.
There's somebody that Engelhart and I know, I'm not going to say the person's name, but this person is actually so afraid of zombies that they can't walk on not paved ground after dark.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And, whereas, like, I'm the opposite. Like, I love, like, horror movie things that look like they're from the horror. Like, I could walk in a graveyard after dark. That would be awesome. If it wasn't so incredibly disrespectful. Like, it would be cool. So maybe, like, if I find a historic one somewhere nearby, I can go do that with my conscience to get settled. But we had this person in my car with me and another guy, and we're driving back from somewhere in, like, a couple hours away. And we took a side road, and it was through these, like, it looked like you were driving by, like, old hospitals or, like, asylums from horror movies. And they were all behind these wrought iron fences and shit, so it was straight out fucking. And we were just winding each other up about it. We didn't realize that she was freaking out in the back.
Wow.
Suddenly, she just starts yelling, "Could you stop?"
So wait, so the unpaved thing, is she afraid like a hand's gonna come up and grab her? Is that the thing?
Something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, she will not walk on
Up out of the ground. Okay.
after dark. She will not walk on anything that's not paved.
All right. Because zombies they won't come out of the ground during the day. They only at night.
Yeah, only at night.
Yeah. Well, again, it's not like it's irrational
Whereas
jazz.
when we genuinely had like a murderer on the coast, I was still walking around on the beach in the middle of the night on my own. So like they generally like this dude had like killed a couple people in a tent, and then I was still out like hanging out at the coast in the middle of the night. Like anyway, walking around on the beach by myself. I figured he was after couples, so I wasn't going to be too worried.
Was you not a couple or in a tent? You should have been all right.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And then I think it turned out that it was a personal thing. Like at first they thought it was like a serial killer or something. Yeah. But then it turned out to be like the guy knew them, so I clearly was vindicated.
It was like a crime of passion.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Oh yeah, I feel bad for the people who were out in that tent. That's got to be awful. Although at least they were doing something fun. It's way shittier to die at work.
Yeah.
I mean, dying either way is not good, but at least you're like out having a good night, and then right up to the end you were having fun.
Yeah, it's true. If you keel over at work, like you're all pissed off that you're at work or whatever, dude, and you just kind of keel over.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Hey, I see what you're saying. I would definitely prefer to be when I go.
That's a hard sell for a silver lining moment.
Yeah.
It's like, even though you're dead, at least you were hanging out doing something.
Yeah, well, Sam,
you're still dead.
He's the eternal optimist, dude.
I am not an optimist.
I was like, whoa. Since when did we switch roles?
I am the pessimist, man.
Yeah, I know, dude. That was the joke.
I want to die making somebody else's life miserable. I'm just kidding. I had to say it because it was such a dark, fucked up thing to say.
Just for wow factor, man. Are you there just to be edgy?
No, if I die, I want it to be like at the hands of like some psycho in a clown suit or something.
You're going out in blaze of glory.
Yeah. While I'm sitting in like a tub of gravy with like a hooker or something.
Just on a lot of blow, your
Make it
nose
real
is
weird.
caked in like white powder. You're like, woo! Fuck you, clowns! Stab.
But with clowns.
What's that?
Kind of like the end of Scarface, but with clowns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at my little friend. Pulls out like a rubber chicken with a knife blade in it. Starts squeezing a whoopee cushion as you stab me.
It's funny.
Oh, man.
Beaten to death with oversized clown shoes.
That squeak.
Oh, fuck. That would be hilarious. Fucking you're beaten to death by clown shoes and it's squeaking every time you get hit, dude.
Oh, man. But I want the hooker to survive.
Yeah.
Because I got a heart of gold.
That'd be a noble death. Sacrifice yourself to save the hooker.
Hey.
I just want to be remembered fondly.
That's the one who saved the hooker.
Yeah. I figured she'll probably like, like, the best John ever. That was weird.
He died as he lived in gravy, the hookers and blow.
Yeah, and then you can come back as a ghost and be like, God damn, I saved that bitch's life and she didn't even fuck me. What, just because I'm dead?
Oh,
Just because I'm dead.
Oh, man. You know the thing that I've always wondered?
Dead.
Has anybody who's ever committed suicide done so in such a way to make it look like they were murdered? Just to fuck with people?
Like they were
I don't know if that's probably the thought process they would have.
Like they're already going and they're like, maybe they hate somebody because that's the person that they're killing themselves because of or whatever in their own head. Because, I mean, obviously it's, their mental illness that's the problem. But, like I wonder if anybody's ever been like that, vendetta, like vengeful.
Yeah, if that hadn't happened, I mean, just statistically alone, you think of how many people have lived and died, how many people have committed suicide over the millennia. Somebody's done that.
Like fucking, I don't know, maybe hold a knife in the door or something and like back into it after they had their, the person hold it or something somehow.
Frame them.
Like, hey, check out this knife I got, and then they have their prints on it, and then they stab themselves in the back with it somehow.
Yeah, you just wedge it in like a door frame, hold the door closed, and then just back onto it.
It would appear you've put a lot of thought into this, stabbing.
Yeah. Okay, so can I see your knives, because I believe I picked them. So I want to bleach all of the handles.
Wipe them all clean, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my precious.
So I'm not touching any of your knives because I don't trust you. I already can't trust you with certain things to click that you send me. So I'm not trusting you touching your knives.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
just going to frame you for murder.
What's the big deal?
Yeah. All right, now the heart in the jar thing seems really fucked up.
Yeah.
I like it now. The heart in the jar thing seems like a bad thing. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'd forgotten that it was there until like you guys were talking about Christmas decorations, and for some reason
that's what came up.
The fact that I had a heart in a jar under my desk.
How do you come to that conclusion? Because it was a Christmas gift. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say don't try to figure out his thought process.
No, I've long ditched that. I can't. I just can't.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. I think I do believe it is time for me.
Oh, you got to roll. We got a shepherd Eaglehearth out.
Yeah, I'm going to need to be shepherded.
Okay, damn it. Or can you hold for like 5 minutes?
Go for it.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I'll be back in 5. I appreciate it, man. All right.
I'm counting, boy.
All right, let's see here.
What are we gonna do in the meantime?
I'm gonna show this cool article here.
Just to do it.
95-year-old Marine fights burglar, and then his daughter chases the burglar through town. So, an alleged burglar got more than he bargained for when he entered a 95-year-old man's house. He's a former Marine. And apparently he surprised the guy, got real mad because he's a Marine. And he wrestled the guy to the ground, and then the homeowner's daughter ran downstairs to help fight the guy off. So it was a 95-year-old dude and a 51-year-old daughter. And she chased him 6 blocks before catching the burglar and holding him until the police showed up.
Nice.
Over 2 fences and through 12 yards.
Damn.
She was going to get him.
Yeah.
And you can see the picture right there. Alleged burglar Gary Wells. But I thought that was pretty fucking awesome.
It's very alleged. She chased him through several several yards. That's 6 blocks. That's dedication, man.
Yeah.
You're getting your
over
guy.
2 fences.
That's awesome. Wait,
Yeah,
I applaud you. Applaud her for her valiant effort in wanting some justice and opening a can on that guy.
Well, I like the guy who's 95.
But that picture, that burglar is 95?
That was the burglar, yeah. That was the picture of the burglar.
That is not 95.
No, the burglar's not 95. The original fight was between that guy and a 95-year-old ex-Marine in the house. So the 95-year-old ex-Marine wrestled that dude to the ground. The 51-year-old daughter came downstairs and got in on the fight. The burglar ran, and the 51-year-old daughter just took off after him.
Maybe that's why he's an ex-Marine.
Yeah.
Because a 95-year-old man whooped him.
No, the 95-year-old was the ex-Marine.
Oh, I thought the
burglar was just a burglar. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so he's just an asshole.
Yeah, he was just an asshole.
Some random douche. I thought he was an ex-Marine. I was like, wow, that's probably why he's terrible.
I think I got enough power now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, man. I appreciate it.
Of course.
left the window open in the fucking room. Poor kid. It's fucking well. It's especially cold today, dude. So.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful.
It's getting frosty. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, as always.
Nice. It's always nice coming over here and doing our thing.
Indeed.
But I guess we're not. Are we going to be doing this next week? It's the day. That'd be Christmas Eve.
Oh, it is next week Christmas Eve?
I do believe it's it will be the 24th of December.
Yeah.
If we do one, because I know some people are on the other side of the planet. I don't know who celebrates Christmas, who actually watches our stuff.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah, we're probably not going to do it, right? I assume if we do, it's probably not going to be on Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with doing it on another day. I think Thursday I'm also going to have to switch it up.
All right.
Stupid Christmas party thing at work that I'll get into in a little bit after we get Engelhardt out.
Okay.
But as far as
our usual Sunday,
do we want to just call it because it's Christmas, or do we want to try to reschedule?
The thing is when you guys have some on Thursday, it's kind of hard to do. So that's like right in the middle.
No, I'm talking about the Sunday night one.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like since
you're saying like if we do it, like if we move it to Saturday, like you're doing Thursday and then Saturday, it's together too.
So
yeah,
we will figure out the semantics on that. I guess as of right now, we probably won't have it, but
or you might not, but
if you guys do it, there's I could definitely pop on. Like I said, I can do this through my phone now, and so I'm actually quite mobile and able to join. Join these.
Right on, man.
So wherever I'm at. So,
well, if not, man, Merry Christmas to you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yay. And then I'll be right back because now that he's got his stuff together.
Yeah. All right, right on.
I got my shit together.
All right, have a good one, Arth.
Have a good one. Take care. I'll be right now.
All right. What else we got? All right. Chemotherapy. All right. Okay. I don't know why, but it just I thought I had my little go-to list of what to talk about when things like this happen, and instead it popped up with my original thoughts list. So what the fuck? I'll run through that. Let's see. The first one was so again, this is thoughts that I thought, or whether it's sayings or whatever, things that I came up with that I thought were totally original, and I Google them, and I find out that it has already, someone else has thought of that, which is not surprising considering the, amount of people that are alive nowadays. So let's see. The first one, Vag of Honor, as in vagina of honor, Vag of Honor, badge of honor. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what I can never remember what prompts me to come up with these things. I don't know why I thought of Vag of Honor, as in vagina of honor. But I assume it had something to do with hearing badge of honor, like a badge, policeman's badge. But there's no telling. There's really no telling. The next one was, I guess this is a saying, for the first time since the last time, which I'm pretty sure that's stupid. It's fucking retarded. Right. But I did it, and I thought it was original, and it's really not. This one's weird. Weaponized affluenza. Which I have no fucking idea why I came up with that. But it wasn't original, oddly enough. Affluenza was the defense for the guy that was like, hey, he's a rich, spoiled kid. He can't be fucking, held to his actions. He can't be held responsible. He's a fucking spoiled brat. So weaponized affluenza. Next one, ideological autopilot. I thought that was a pretty good one. And then it turns out that's been used, thousands of times probably. Again, for people who have their ideology and they don't really bother thinking about shit anymore. They're just on autopilot, ideologically speaking. Okay, next one, chemotherapy. Female chemotherapy, I guess. It's really fucking weird to have written something down or typed something out and not really have any clear understanding of why the fuck I did it. You know, I know I'm a little older and my memory is fucked, but yeah, chemotherapy. So I can at least kind of understand that. I just don't understand why I came up with it. So whatever. Yeah. So I do and I don't understand why at the same time. It's a very interesting place to be. Cuban Sonic Attack. I think I talked about that. Okay, so now I'm actually on the live stream topic thing. Yeah, I think I actually talked about the Cuban Sonic Attack before, but it was basically somewhere in Cuba they were doing some kind of weird shit where a bunch of the U.S. diplomats, because they have their like houses they stay in Cuba. You know, they don't live at the fucking embassy. We're all having these weird symptoms, dude. Like they're all getting sick and shit without actually being sick. So basically, they found out that there was some kind of weird sonic attack that somebody in Cuba was doing on all the U.S. fucking delegates. Really bizarre. That was a long time ago. And again, I think I've talked about it, so I'll shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, how's things?
Going good, going good.
Yeah. So I ran through my original thoughts list, so that was fun. Yeah. That does remind me, like I was mentioning earlier, I got to work in the Fash Can thing on a tweet, so that was yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Anytime you get about that. Yeah. Well, it was somebody had tweeted out like a cartoon of showing like an Antifa guy like saying whatever they're saying, workers of the world unite, or whatever the fuck, and then it just shows them tipping over a trash can. That being it, basically.
Oh, did you see the video? Because this is reference where the Antifa person like threw piss on a construction worker.
No.
Oh, the construction worker just flat out fucking kicks a dude in the face, dude. It just does not end well for Antifa guy.
Yeah, that's fucking great, dude.
And it's this skinny little Antifa guy, the typical one you see, and it's just like fucking throwing piss on a construction worker and just gets fucking owned.
Yeah. Man, that's surprising and all. Why did he have a problem with the construction worker?
They didn't show that part.
Oh, okay. I'm just glad an Antifa guy got fucked up for acting like a jackass.
I'm just imagining he probably said something about like, communism, workers, we support the workers, and the worker was like, you don't fucking have a job. Like,
right. Yeah. Why don't you support yourself, asshole?
Yeah, that's about what I figure happened. Something along those lines. And then the kid threw piss because he got angry, because that's what Antifa does.
Right.
Oh, it's interesting. Actually, there's something interesting with Antifa.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It is, here we go. RAM, the Revolutionary Abolitionist Movement, is essentially what they're trying to rebrand as, or at least a certain faction of it.
Yeah. Revolutionary RAM. Jesus Christ.
It's a political movement dedicated to freeing people from bondage and building resistance in the United States. We situate our political movement in the context of the abolitionists. Essentially, they want to try to like overthrow our country again.
Okay.
And they're trying to figure out how to get people past like border security and like keep the illegal immigrants coming in.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's that's supposed to work somehow. Okay. Gotcha.
Well, and here's the thing that I don't understand. This is blatantly advocating the violation of the United States laws. Why is it still up?
Yeah, that is fucking crazy. That's treasonous, dude. That seems treasonous to me. Isn't it? Like,
and it's not even about treason. You can't actively tell people to break the law.
Right. Yeah, they definitely are advocating for it. You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like they're blatantly admitting that they want to break the law, and they're saying that we'd like you to join us in breaking the law.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't understand why the website's still up. Like, that really, it shouldn't even still be up. That's pretty fucking silly.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like, I'm not about censoring people's speech. If they were saying, "Hey, we think that illegal immigrants are awesome and we want more," fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
there's a huge leap between saying we think that it's great to have illegal immigrants and we're going to try to break them into the country and we'd like you to help us do it.
Yeah, we
We
want
will
to
send
have
people out to train you to do this. It's like,
yeah, they called it the Underground Railroad, like it was similar to fucking smuggling slaves out of fucking.
like not letting Mexican citizens come in and violate our border is the same thing as slavery.
Yeah, that's so fucking ridiculous.
I'm not sure how that fucking works in anybody's brain.
Yeah.
We're not letting them into our country. You're keeping slaves. Fucking what?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand how they think the U.S., out of all the countries, the U.S. alone has to be this weird open border thing where fucking everybody should be let in. And again, that doesn't apply anywhere else in the world. You know?
Anywhere. Like, you can't even own property in most countries until like the next generation.
Yeah, it's their thought process is just bizarre, dude. Yeah. Although this is only somewhat related, I guess, more to the crimes that should be prosecuted. But I was thinking about how the timeliness of the sexual allegations against like Roy Moore or whoever. Mm-hmm. It's something that's really seems to be seriously affecting the election process, the electoral process.
They need to start suing those women.
Elections.
They need to start suing those women. Roy Moore and Trump need to both sue all the women who've made all these false allegations.
Yeah,
or allegations that frankly are ridiculous, like the woman who's like, Trump saw me naked under my robe. Like, the fuck do you mean? You were wearing a robe. You weren't naked.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it should be like criminal, though. Like, I don't think it should even be civil. Like,
okay, so
if you're trying to influence an election,
I looked into it. It's not technically criminal. I did look into that, but it is a civil suit, and it's not legal in the sense that you will win that suit. Like, and so I think that the problem is people like Roy Moore and Trump are under this false assumption that if you don't sue them, you look better. And I think honestly, if they just started suing these women for slander and saying, "Look, these are not true. You don't have any evidence to back it up. You can't just come out and say this."
Yeah, because again, people, especially people on the left, are still saying that. Well, almost not suing them is allowing them to still say, "Well, these women are, there's the allegations." So yeah, if they're actually going after them, suing them, and winning,
they can prove real damage.
Right. Yeah.
Especially more.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they need to do. They need to make it so that it's very clear that if you come out and do this, you're going to be held accountable, and you're going to be held accountable to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dollars in damages that you got to pay.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like
something. Just come out and say whatever you want with no consequences.
Yeah. I guess it would be kind of hard to prove definitively that you affected the election, right? Like, but that
would be very easy. Civil suits and criminal suits have a different standard of evidence required.
But no, I'm talking about. I think it should be criminal. I think it should be.
Well, I'm saying it's not criminal, but they can come at it from a civil suit, and if you look at it with a criminal suit, you have to have an absolute positive. There's no doubt whatsoever that the person did it. Whereas in civil, you just have to prove that it's likely.
Yeah, it's a different burden of proof.
Yeah, different burden of proof. And I think if they, took these women for a few $100,000 a piece and said, like, now you have to pay $500,000 in damages.
Yeah, and even the that's something too. But I think it's more important that they were shown that they were full of shit. That's a big chunk of the thing too.
Well, a lot of the times they have to publicly apologize.
Right.
So they would have to probably pay if you were being reasonable, you'd go after these women for like a couple $100,000 a piece.
Right.
Not be like insane. But
yeah. But I just think the fact that Roy Moore would probably be a senator, like you're actually affecting.
He may still be.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very slim chance, but they haven't counted all the votes yet, and it may end up being close enough that he can get the recount he's been demanding.
Right, right.
There's a lot of evidence so far that shows that there probably was some election fraud.
Right.
Just as in, voters from Mississippi, people who were voting illegally in multiple different jurisdictions, they did catch more than one group of people doing that. And so, people that were illegal, not even supposed to vote in Alabama, voting in multiple jurisdictions.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing the guy there was a video of the dude bragging about it. Have you seen that?
Well, I mean, there's that, but there's actually the police actually caught people in a van.
Yeah, actually busted the people doing it. Yeah,
actually busted some of the people doing it.
Yeah. See, I think something like that deserves a really stiff penalty too, man. I don't know what the penalty is, but I guarantee you it's not as stiff as it should be. Well, in my opinion, obviously.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is when you have that situation, if you catch any fraud, really, you should immediately recount all the votes and check for fraud.
Right, right.
To make sure that there aren't dead people that have voted, make sure there aren't people who don't live in Alabama who still voted.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that nobody's voted more than once. They really should go through and really thoroughly vet as soon as you find any kind of fraud.
Right.
It shouldn't matter what side you're on. You should want that to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To me, it's not about we got enough votes we won, so we're going to try to stop them from recounting. I think regardless of Democrat, Republican, whoever's going to win, we should want to make sure that the votes were all legitimate.
Yeah, just for a future time, shit, because you could be on the fucking wrong end of it next time.
Well, I mean, it's
party. Again, like you're saying, Democrats should care about it too.
Well, it's like when Trump won the votes in some of the smaller states that people hadn't expected him to. People were calling for recounts. It's I fully support the recounts.
Yeah, yeah.
If Trump didn't win, then he shouldn't have won. I want to make sure that everything is on the up and up, that there aren't any illegal votes.
Yeah. I like how when they did do the recounts, he actually gained a few votes. I thought that was hilarious. When Jill Stein came out to get her fucking payout or whatever, to get her golden parachute type thing, she actually gained a few. I mean, it wasn't much, obviously. It was literally only a handful. But I just thought it was really funny that he ended up gaining a few votes.
Well, what probably happened was they counted votes that they hadn't counted prior.
Right.
So in a lot of these things, what they won't do is they won't count votes from people that are overseas. Sorry. Votes from people that are overseas, either in the military or out doing business or on vacations or whatever. Sometimes they won't even count the absentee ballots of people that just get their ballot mailed to them.
Right.
So, that's unfortunately the case in a lot of situations. And honestly, I don't think they should ever make an announcement or stop counting until they've counted every last vote.
Yeah.
Even if it looks like a complete landslide, you should have to count every single vote before anybody wins.
Yeah, no, I think you and I have talked about this, and we're pretty much in agreement that no expense should be fucking spared to make sure everything is absolutely correct on the fucking voting.
Yeah.
Just because it might be inconvenient and you can't fucking call the winner for maybe a day or two, fuck that. Fucking this shit needs to be done right.
Well, there should never be any doubt.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have people that are well, I don't know. I mean, there's always going to be some doubt. You're going to get the tinfoil hat folks.
Right.
But in the case with Roy Moore, there's a lot of people that are not tinfoil hat conspiracists who are legitimately concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
May not have been fully they might not have all been fully legal votes. That should never be an issue in saying, well, let's make sure that people's concerns are met.
Yeah, there shouldn't be that suspicion, man. It's really maddening, that they had that many people, or that appears that that many people trying to sway a vote like that illegally.
Well, and here's the thing. I'm sure at various times in history and probably recent history, there's been, fraudulent voting on both sides of the fence.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy shit going on all sides.
Right.
So to me, it's not really a
Remember
partisan
the
issue.
George W's first election? There was a lot of fucking doubt. Like in Ohio, have you seen the Hacking Democracy documentary?
Oh yeah,
I think it was in Ohio is where they were using those machines that they proved that you could change the count. Like the total vote remains the same. The total amount of votes stays the same, but you can, set it up to subtract a percent or a certain amount from one and that add it to the other.
Yeah, and it blows my mind that those machines are still in use. Like to me, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I think it may be a case of there just wasn't enough of a public outcry about it.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, like, there's been enough public outcry in, like, every election that it's something that, to me, is like, we really shouldn't be running digital votes. Like, I don't think that's a realistic expectation.
No. Again, you can do it, but again, that person, whoever votes, or, when you vote, you should have something that prints out that shows that that the vote was recorded correctly. Like 2 copies. One of them you put in the ballot box, one you keep yourself, whatever. But there should be a paper copy, so that you can look at and say, okay, yeah, that's definitely who I voted for. This is correct.
Well, here's the reason why I think there should be 2 copies, because it might print out a copy and give it to you and then change it afterwards.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like somebody might hack it after that. So you never know. Whereas if there's a solid copy of every vote, there's no way to fake it.
Right.
They'd have to accidentally burn them or something. Like, it'd be really fucking obvious if they tried to fucking rig that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just like that case in the one that you sent me in, where was it, Tennessee, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like they basically tried to steal all the fucking ballots and hide out in the fucking jail. Like.
Yeah.
It's like. Yeah, so I think whenever there's any large scale doubt, that it should immediately be addressed. I don't think that's something that should ever be like, well, we don't have the money to recount, or it's not reasonable to go through and check all the votes and make sure that they were all legal. No, it should always be reasonable to check that.
Yeah, it should definitely make sure, even just to make sure it matches up or fucking really closely to being matched up to what the electronic one says versus the paper count.
Well, and of all our rights, voting is probably the most important one. Like, everybody always talks about freedom of speech and the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, and those are really important, and everything else really does rest on the right to bear arms. But just the fact that we get some say in who's governing us is really fucking unique.
Right.
In a big bad way. It's not something that happens in a lot of countries. There's very few that do that.
Yeah, this is true. It's definitely the exception rather than the rule overall in the countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's something we should have a lot more respect for and a lot more dedication to protecting and preserving.
Yeah, making sure it's done fucking right and that it can't be hacked, man.
And what's the harm in recounting in the Roy Moore and Doug Jones election?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. There's no harm in recounting the Trump election. Like, like the person either won or they didn't. What's important isn't that, we protect party lines. What's important is that we protect the fucking...
The democracy, dude.
What do you call it?
The integrity of the vote.
The integrity of the votes, yeah. That we know for a fact that these are the right counts and nobody's getting anything shifty going on. Nobody's fucking buying it. Nobody's fucking, trucking around buses of illegal immigrants that are voting every other place under like dead people's names. Yeah. There's a big thing right now pushing California. The Judicial Watch is suing California because California is refusing to purge their voter rolls. So voter registration in most of the counties in California exceeds the total number of legal voters.
Wow.
So there are more people registered to vote in every county of California than there are actual voters who are legally allowed to vote. And that's completely illegal.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing that can
it's a felony. It's a federal law. Like, they're in direct violation of federal law and just blatantly refusing to do anything.
Dude, I really want. I'm sorry, dude. I know it's your state, but I really want you to succeed at this point.
And you don't mean in the way of success. You mean in the way of like get the fuck out of the rest of the country.
That is SECEDE.
Yeah.
Not SUCCEED.
No, I know. I'm just saying that like it's a joke. Like you don't want the country. You don't want it to be successful. You want it gone.
Yeah, I want you to go.
I don't blame you, man.
Fuck you.
Well, I wonder how democratic California would be if it would be fully democratic as it is, or from top to bottom.
Right.
Because I bet you there's a lot of rural areas where we would have a lot more Republicans in
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Right. Yeah, that's generally the way it goes. Big cities, Democrat, and then outside the big cities are generally Republican.
Well, in California elections, there's a lot of dead people that vote. A lot of dead people that look Mexican and like illegal immigrants.
Right.
That are voting in the California state elections, like our local stuff. And it's like, that's not cool either.
Yeah, no, it's, fucking with the integrity of the vote. Big time, dude. Like, I am curious how much the difference in the overall vote would have been without, because there could be way more fraud than we think, dude. Like, it could literally be millions in that state if you total up everything everywhere.
We were wrong. It's actually 30 million illegal immigrants is the estimated amount
in the
U.S. So, you got to assume at least half, if not, 2/3 have probably some form of illegal identification, like a, false driver's license or something like that, counterfeit.
Right.
Counterfeit paperwork in order to be able to have a job. You got to figure, or they wouldn't. There's really not much work other than like picking farm, vegetables and stuff. But
or standing outside of a fucking Home Depot hoping to get hired for something.
Yeah, and like that's all work, but it's not the kind of work that's going to support 30 million people. Like that's just not very likely.
Not enough to go around.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that are working like janitorial and other stuff, fast food with illegal identification. So you got to wonder like how many of those people are voting, because all you got to do in a lot of places is just show up and say your name.
Yeah,
and
this is true.
Whose name are they saying, and is that person even aware that they're voting in that county as well as their own?
Yeah, especially if we got people that are actually using dead people's fucking name and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good way to get a job, but at the same time, like, are they also going out and voting? Like, how many people are doing that? Especially when you have people like, President Obama actually said on national TV, like, he encouraged illegal immigrants to vote.
Yeah, that's so fucking...
Illegal aliens, God damn it, I hate myself for fucking getting that wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, how fucking fucked is the system when the president of the United States is encouraging illegal aliens to vote in a fucking presidential election?
The fact that he feels comfortable enough to make that as a public statement is fucking terrifying, dude. Like, get out there and vote. Illegal people here. Fuck that, dude.
It's your country too. It's like that should be enough to get you fucking drug out in the street and lynched on the spot by whoever's nearby.
Yeah, no, it was pretty sickening, the fucking con job that was done from in Obama's favor. But again, he courted the right people. He courted the media. The media is already left-leaning for the most part anyway. But yeah, he courted them. Definitely courted Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Disney is buying Fox, so it might all be left-wing in a little while.
Holy shit, I didn't hear about that. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Let me see. I believe they finally cleared it. So Disney is buying Fox Studios.
Wow. Yeah. Although something will pop up. You know what I mean? There will always be the need for something right-leaning to counter that shit. So something else will come up. But yeah, that's still just really disheartening. To know that that's fucking happening. Why are so many rich people fucking left-leaning, dude? Like, it seems like
the Walt Disney Company announced Thursday that it will acquire the majority of assets from rival 21st Century Fox. A mega merger that aims to reset the balance of power in an industry under siege from Silicon Valley. Apparently, Apple is trying to buy Disney. So,
Wow.
At a certain point, like they really
Apple
need
that
to
big?
stop.
Holy shit! I knew Apple was fucking huge, but they're big enough to buy Disney.
Apparently, there was a little thing about in Forbes about them wanting to. I don't think I can load Forbes. It won't let me go without an ad block. Damn.
All right.
But apparently, there's a thing that they might try to buy it out before Disney buys Fox.
Interesting.
I don't think they should allow that. At a certain point, like companies shouldn't be allowed to control, that percentage of a market.
Yeah.
How many companies can Disney own? Because Disney owns the majority of media right now. Like they own probably 60 to 70% of like the media that's put out.
Right.
That's not really acceptable in my mind as far as like how big we should let businesses get.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a free market, but there's a point at which it's like, yeah, I'm a free market is, allowing people to fucking destroy other people's chances at having a livelihood.
Yeah.
And also Disney has supported I don't know how many pedophiles through the years.
Sorry, I have a fucking word. It's entirely too hot in here.
Nickelodeon, I don't know. Disney and Nickelodeon both have had a lot of problems, but I think it was Nickelodeon that had the foot fetish dude who like if you see any of the Disney shows, my sister really used to dig the old Nickelodeon like teenagers shows, young teenagers shows.
Right.
And there'd be all sorts of weird foot fetishy kind of stuff on all of them.
Really?
Because there was this like pedophile producer who was into feet.
Yeah.
Who worked on all of the shows. So weird stuff where they'd be putting ketchup on people's feet and it'd be all close-ups of like, some 14-year-old girl's feet as she's, putting them in a fucking tub of mayo or fucking squishing Doritos or something, like just weird shit.
Yeah, that is fucking bizarre, dude.
Yeah. It's really strange. And it was in like all of their shows with like young girls. And I think it was on Disney and on Nickelodeon, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to remember the shows. But like a lot of them have it, and it's just like, is nobody else aware of how fucking inappropriate this is?
Yeah, no, that's crazy that they wouldn't. Well, again, I guess if the guy's influential or whatever, it seems like why would you take a chance putting that shit onto shows? Like it seems like he would have access to other shit. You know what I mean? Like
there was a whole episode that was all surrounding a girl having to pee in a trash can.
Wow.
I get it. That's funny. How body humor is funny, but it's weird to be on like a kid's show.
Yeah, on a kid's network. Yeah, on a kid's show on a kid's network.
Where the entire episode of a show is all around these kids breaking into a big box store, and one of them has to pee in a trash can in front of the rest. That's fucking weird, man. That's not a normal thing for a kid's show. Maybe I'm being weird, but I don't know.
No, that's pretty goddamn out there, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, on a kid's show to have, I don't care if it's even teenagers, like that's kind of weird to put in somebody having to pee in front of everyone else into the show, dude. And that seems pretty fucking bizarre to me too.
Yeah. And we all know I'm not one of those like overreactive people. Like,
right.
If I'm thinking that's a little creepy, it probably is. So
right. Yeah, no, it definitely seems to be out of place, dude, and unnecessary.
So, in a completely unrelated note, I think we should do a lot of videos of our feet and like whipped cream. Or
right. Yeah, I've gotten compliments on my feet before. They're not all disgusting. I don't know. Sometimes that's part of the kink. I think is they have to be gross for some reason.
Yeah, I'm sure it runs the gamut, man. I mean, there's people that like eating other people's poop. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
Gross feet ain't that weird compared to some of the kinks that are out there, man.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious. The people with feet, like, do they want good-looking feet? Do they want pretty nice feet, or do they want nasty, gnarly shit?
I think it's pretty evenly split. There are people who are like really into like nice, good-looking feet, but then there's also people who are into like the humiliation thing.
Right,
So
right.
probably having somebody with gnarly feet like step on their balls or something is like a big part of what gets them off.
Yeah, yeah. I'll never understand any of those kinks, dude. As much as I try, I don't try that hard.
Yeah,
try that hard to understand. Now that I think about it, but still,
I just don't care, man. Like whatever they get off on, it's cool as long as you don't spring it on somebody out of nowhere. It's all
yeah, good. Yeah. You're consenting, whatever. Fucking
I'll
do
only
whatever
bang some chick and have her be like, piss on my face. Like, no.
Right.
Like, no. Because inevitably that's not the end of the sex. That's the middle. And I'm not really down for that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, I'll jizz on your face because I mean after I do that we're done. Fuck.
And then and then everybody can clean up and it's all good.
Right.
But like the when it's like the pee and stuff, it's like that's usually like the middle. And no, I'm not gonna fucking deal with this for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking yeah. Again, I'm probably sounding a little judgy. I don't mean to be, but the stuff, some of the kinks out there just creep me out, dude.
Oh, I don't care what people are doing, but I'm still gonna judge them.
Yeah.
Just know that I don't, I'm not like saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just like, I think it's a little weird, man. But the thing is, somebody out there is probably just as into whatever weird shit you're into. So,
right.
They'll find something.
Yeah. No, I just noticed I was looking at my cup. Like I have this cup that's like all black, and the little laser light show thing that I was showing you earlier.
Oh yeah.
Shining. It actually shines through the bottom of the cup. I didn't think it would do that.
That's a trip.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not clear at all. It's literally black. The whole cup is black. Plastic, but still.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to derail anything there.
I was thinking about Zeph again for some reason. Like that freaky ass dude. Well, because we were talking about fetishes. And I thought it was pretty weird that everybody suddenly has decided that he's a cuck or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he said it. He fucking.
Well, he didn't. The other guys did, because from what I understood, the other guy is the one that said it.
Yeah. Well, no, Zeph said that it was an emotional / spiritual relationship and not physical. He said that.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you got to listen to it. It's fucking funny. Like especially if you listen to the little bit leading up to it, it's fucking well, maybe you won't think it's as funny, but I found it fucking hysterical that he was literally willing to say that out loud.
Yeah, that is kind of strange, man. Like, well, the thing that's weird about that whole situation with like Zephanieri and Yobi and Takasaw and the fucking people from the cunt stream and the Kumite or whatever, like Jersey Shore versus the trailer park, is honestly like I wouldn't want to be part of a lot of those streams. You know what I mean? Like, to have people talking like that to me, I would just leave.
Yeah, no, it's pointless, dude.
Like
pointless. Yeah, it's pointless for them to talk to Zeph. It's pointless for Zeph to talk to them, because nothing happens. And I mean, I listened to it and I watched it, but even watching it, I'm like, I don't. Sinatra was surprised that he wouldn't answer a question, and I'm like, are you really? Are you really surprised? The guy. You should not be fucking surprised that he's being evasive and not wanting to answer a fucking question.
Well, it's the thing that pissed Takasaw off when I was on Geek Thulu's stream. Was that I pointed out, I'm like, why would Yobi ever go on any stream with you? Like, there's no benefit in for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has nothing to gain by going on any.
Yeah, he's gonna get dogpiled, dude.
Yeah, and I was just saying, like not it wasn't even like a personal thing. I wasn't even trying to be like rude. It was just like, I think that he should be going on your stream when there's nothing for him in it.
Yeah,
and that's when Tonkasaw flipped out. I don't know if you ever watched that stream, but that was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Was in that chat.
Yeah, who was?
Stenchever, I think, was in the chat with that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And then, yeah, like Tonkasaw and like a bunch of other people just started freaking out. And I'm just like sitting there thinking, but like, logically, like, why would he ever do it? Like, I'd never go on any of Tonkasaw's streams. There's nothing for me in it.
Right. Yeah, no, you're gonna get dogpiled. It's basically what happens, dude. And it's actually what it could really happen to Zeph. Although, well, it started out okay, but Tonkasaw was really fucking it up. He was yelling at fucking Vadim first. So Zeph comes on later. He's fucking yelling at Zeph. It was really annoying. Like, literally, it was to the point where even Failure and fucking Schmeckle were like, dude, shut the fuck up for a minute. Like, stop fucking yelling. Shut the fuck up. You know,
it's like it was the stream with Ogre all over again. I imagine. I don't know if you ever watched the one with Tonkasaw and Ogre, but Tonkasaw just screamed the whole time.
Yeah, and I kind of bought his excuse of, well, as soon as they start lying, like I just start yelling, you know, which, yeah, you know, not literally his excuse. He's like, no, I'm not 4 years old. But once you start lying, once the lies are coming out of your mouth.
Well, and who determines what the lie is? It's just whatever he's decided is true or not true. It's not even anything to do with what's real or not real.
Yeah, and it was really annoying, dude. I was listening to it like, dude, I want to fucking hear him try to weasel out of this shit. I don't want to hear you interrupting him by yelling. I want to hear what bullshit he's gonna fucking spout, and he can't even get it out because he won't stop yelling. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The point of having this kind of conversation or going back and forth and having a debate of any kind is you give your opponent enough rope to hang themselves.
Yeah, and Zeph,
you want them to end up sounding like they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get there by screaming and yelling and acting like a 4-year-old with a temper tantrum. You know, like that's just not, there's no positive benefit from that.
Yeah. Well, on the Warstream stream, none of that shit happened, and fucking it was almost all the way through. And if you didn't know Zeph at all, you might not have had a horrible opinion of him at that point. But right at the end, he had to talk shit and make himself a fucking idiot, dude.
Well, he is an idiot. Like, there's no way around that. Zeph's a piece of shit. Like, Tonkasaw's not. I don't like Tonkasaw, but I would, if I had to choose between the two of them, I would take Tonkasaw over Zeph any given day because Zeph is such a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, exactly. Although he's kind of an enigma because he does that stupid shit, but then like on his channel, he literally gives everyone a wrench. Like Zephanorian has a wrench on fucking Tonkasa's channel. He doesn't want anybody to be fucking, you know, timing people out and censoring people. And he seems pretty reasonable like a lot of the time, but then he fucking goes into these weird fucking, you know, yelling things, and you're like, what the. Is this really the same person? Like, I get the character thing, but I think this goes beyond.
Well, here's the really ironic part of that. So I used to be a fan of Ogres a long time ago. Like, it didn't last long. I was not a fan of Ogre for very long.
Right.
But Ogre is very much the same way. He would come off as extremely reasonable and then suddenly just start yelling at people.
And
so to me, it was really like watching that stream was like watching two people who were basically have the same kind of personality and or at least the same sort of behavior isms, not necessarily the same personality, the same sort of behaviorisms going at each other, except one was really drunk and completely like fucking just out there and nonsensical in that particular stream.
Yeah, dude, that reminds me of Liz. Wasted, dude. She literally was begging Jeff Holiday to fucking vouch for her, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Really bizarre. And, dude, this is what's funny. Mr. fucking White Knight Zeph multiple times was telling Liz to literally saying, Liz, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Liz. Yeah. You know, angrily saying that, dude. You know, it was really it was fucking creepy, dude.
There's one thing I think that, in all honesty, that the whole group on both sides kind of has a failing of. It's sort of a weakness in my mind. And you might not agree with me on this, but I feel like it's a weakness to need somebody else's approval.
Oh, yeah. No, fuck yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. And so I think, like, you know, like Liz really needs, you know, has like an almost physical need to have other people's approval. Like, she wants to be
Yeah. No, she's
thought
incredibly
well of this
insecure,
group.
dude.
You know, this group of people is she's really locked in, and she wants them to think that she's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. No,
And,
I totally agree with that, dude.
I think that's part of
Yeah.
why Tonka
I think
and
all of
Failure
them do,
both
dude.
can't take
I think Liz is just the worst example, like
Yeah.
the most extreme example of that. They're all fucking like that.
Well, I think like that's one of the reasons why Tonka and Failure have such a difficulty taking any kind of criticism without getting mad and calling you like, "Oh, you're just stupid," or "You're jealous," or you just want to fucking make your name off of me or something.
Right. Well, even Jeff and Andy are the same. They just handle it differently.
Oh yeah,
They
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying the whole group has it like that, and it's like it's different for each of them. But yeah.
Like Jeff and Andy, well, fucking Andy was getting like he actually talked shit, which is just kind of annoying, because he was saying like, oh no, they were talking about Destiny, right? And he was saying, oh, I kind of like Destiny. He's always been all right with me, like in our interactions, blah blah blah. And then Tonka kind of expressed how he didn't, he fucking didn't like Destiny, and then Andy kind of started talking shit.
I was really disappointed when Destiny didn't show up to debate Tonka on Tonka's channel.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to happen, so I only watched for a few minutes and I was just booked it out of there. But
right.
Man, that would have been beautiful because Destiny would have taken him apart.
Yeah, it would have been fucking crazy. Yeah.
Well, Destiny. So a lot of people know Destiny is the streamer, but Destiny debates a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, everybody kind of knows him as that now, dude. As the debater.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like when it comes to like somebody. Destiny debates a lot, and he debates formally, like a lot more formally than I think Tonka really is capable of handling.
Right. Yeah, no, Destiny wouldn't. I can't imagine him lasting not lasting very long, but I can't imagine him putting up with Tonka very long.
And then when it comes to like who's got the larger following, it's definitely not Tonka song.
Right. Yeah.
So Destiny's not going to feel any need to earn his approval or be yelled at on the stream. He's just going to make him look like a fool.
Yeah.
William Stenchever says, I am the same way. I always try to get everyone's approval. William, I don't know about that, man. You seem to me to be the kind of guy who's like fucking spitting everyone's eye. Fuck you, man.
Yeah. But here, this is what I was saying about the Andy thing is I literally put in the chat because I saw that. I'm like, well, he was just talking all nice shit about Destiny, and then Tonka expressed that he didn't like the guy, and now he's talking shit about him. So I kind of put in quotes. I'm like, oh, wait, Tonka doesn't like him? I guess I'll talk shit now. And then I put out of quotes, I put, hyphen Andy. And he read that and he was like, oh, shut the fuck up. I said I like Destiny. I was like, oh, you're a fucking bitch, dude. Like, seriously, dude. I'm like, fuck you, man.
Like Andy is, earlier, I'm not a fan of Andy.
Yeah, no, I think Andy's a fucking coward, dude. I really think he's a fucking coward, fucking just a little baby man child who throws fucking tantrums. He's really not that different.
You like Andy about as much as I like Tonka.
Yeah. Well, again, he's literally the only person and the only channel that I'm blocked from commenting on the live streams, dude. And it's all because of mild fucking criticism, dude. I guarantee you, if he blocked me for my criticism of him back then, he's done it to a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite.
I'm
not that far off.
I've ripped him a new one on Twitter more than once, and he hasn't blocked me from anything. But then I don't watch his live streams, so I might be and not know it.
Yeah.
William Stenchever says he kisses ass too much. No, dude, you don't kiss ass too much. You're pretty cool, man.
Yeah. He's fucking trolling you, dude.
No, I know.
Yeah. No, I literally don't want to go to kill right now. Because I honestly think I would beat the shit out of him, dude. That's how fucking pissed off he makes me now, dude.
Oh, wow.
Dude. Well, him and Jeff, dude. I want to beat the shit out of him.
I'm saying Jeff Holiday. Jeff Holiday is such a fucking parody of a fucking... Just a fucking hippie waste of space, man.
Well, here's the thing: is he used to be my favorite fucking YouTuber.
I used to love Jeff.
Yeah, and to see what he's become, and again, we've gone into the fucking shit about he's almost certainly alcoholic and all that shit. But either way, it's just sad. You know, I think that's where the anger comes from. It's so fucking disappointing.
Well, it's the skeptic community by and large has really tapped out all of the gotcha stuff on YouTube. Like there's nobody really who's got any respect that they're going after anymore. And I think it's sort of partly the demonetization, the Patreon stuff, the fucking just the way that they're making their money now is there's no money in going after any of the people that you really should be going after, and discrediting the people like and not just discrediting, but like pointing out like, you know, this is a bad idea, this is not factual.
Yeah, debunking them, dude.
Yeah, debunking like real, useful, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to see you go after like the fucking Riley Dennises or Tariq Nasheed and, you know, the silly idiots that are online that are just fucking goofy, you know? Like,
yeah, guys at Code Zone, people like that. Yeah.
What's that little blonde chick from Texas? Oh, it's turning into a boy or something. And then Milo
Quimby Stewart.
Yeah, the one that just did all the weird shit. Suddenly it's a guy, then it's a girl, then it's not a guy, and it's fucking, and it's talking about its first step or like sex thing or something, and just getting weird.
Yeah, no, she's that thing. That thing is weird. I don't even know how to go he or she anymore, dude. I'm just gonna say that thing's fucking weird and really goddamn confused.
I'll say she, and I think she has some serious mental health issues, and unfortunately has enough money to not be hospitalized.
Right. Yeah, no, I draw a big distinction between like Riley Dennis, who I think is a complete fucking con man.
One sec. Hello and goodbye, Akano. Hello and goodbye.
Hello and goodbye.
You put it in chat. I had to respond to that while you're still here.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, and I'm nowhere near alone on this, but yeah, I think Riley's just a fucking con man who wants to, you know, make money off of the bullshit and pretend he's a chick. So he can fuck lesbians, you know. And
yeah, I mean, it's like Anita Sarkeesian. Anita Sarkeesian is not a true believer.
No, definitely not, dude. She is into being a victim, and that she found a way to do that.
Yeah. It's another one that's similar. Zoe Quinn, the heart of Gamergate.
Dude, that whole fucking story of, I don't know how she managed to fucking make herself seem like a victim, dude, but that was a fucking great con job.
She got in front of Congress. I mean, that blows me.
Yeah, they both did. The same fucking time.
And I think what's interesting is Congress sort of tore them apart.
Right.
Like they listened, but you could tell they were just sort of like, all right, we made a mistake. Like,
we should not have invited you here.
Because when you talk to Congress, you don't just talk to one side.
Yeah.
You know, people from both sides, and some people on the other side were like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
people saying you suck, that needs to be fucking censored and fucking taken on. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Essentially. And so you could tell, like, even the person who brought them there felt a little embarrassed
right.
by the end of that thing. Because I did listen to that, and you could tell, like, some of the people were like, whoops. Won't be doing that again.
But even then, they kind of spun themselves as being some kind of fucking heroes for doing that, dude. Yeah.
Well, fucking isn't Brianna Wu running for Congress or something?
Yes, dude. I'll be honest with you. Since it's the House and not the Senate, I kind of want Brianna Wu to win.
Do you just want to see like the fucking ridiculousness of it?
Yeah, and she's in the House, so she can't affect shit nearly as much as she can in the Senate.
True. Well, is the state she's in, is it a generally Democrat or Republican state?
I think it's Massachusetts, so Democrat, I believe.
So yeah, it wouldn't even be like this. She's taking a seat from like a what would normally be a Republican person. So it's not even like it would change the balance in any way.
The risk versus the reward of the fucking lows.
I'm just saying from a pragmatic sense, it's like there's no risk. So
who cares if it's her as a Democrat or another Democrat?
Yeah, exactly. So you're not even changing you're not even taking away one of the Republican seats. So you definitely want her to win.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people get mad at me because I've suggested that many times, dude. And I've
Oh, the
explained,
fucking entertainment value is through the fucking roof. Are you kidding me?
I fucking explained that. I'm like, look, it's not the Senate. Like, she'll be one of 100 senators. You know, in the House, she's one of 400 or 500 or however many. She's not going to fucking have any real influence, dude. And
No,
it's harder to talk about fucking moon rocks, fucking being bombarded by moon rocks, dude.
She's going to be the representative that nobody wants to sit next to.
Right.
She's going to be like, there's going to be like, you know, because it's almost never like a full house. When they do their little speeches and their little votes and stuff, it's usually like only a partial House of Representatives present anyway.
Indeed.
And so I can just imagine like her sitting in like a chair and then all of the adjacent chairs being empty. Like nobody's sitting next to her or behind her or in front of her or to either angle.
Party is like, nah, we can't be associated with that. Fucking.
They're like, I don't want to lose the seat to a Republican in my Democrat state because I was sitting next to you in fucking the House of Rep. Like,
right? Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm telling you.
So you're like chasing people down the hall, but moon rocks.
She's so fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking.
Or like, you know, that representative threatened my life when he said that I was not really a boy or not a girl or whatever fucking nonsense she comes up with. And like, everybody's like, we were all in the room. That's just not true. Like,
oh, man.
It's like when it turns out that everything you do professionally is video recorded almost, and there's no way for you to lie about it, and suddenly you can't pull it over anymore. You know, like the really stupid lies.
But yeah, they literally, I don't know how they fucking did it. It really is remarkable and kind of impressive in a sick way, but they managed to fucking prop themselves up and get where they're at. With almost nothing. Like Zoe Quinn fucked 5 dudes and, you know, got preferential, reviews of her fucking Depression Quest game or whatever, and somehow managed to turn herself into the victim. And all she did was she went searching out people talking shit about her. It wasn't even people directing shit at her. She went to, Wizard Chan, which is like some kind of Disney site or whatever about talking about Disney shit, I believe, and she searched it out and found 2 people.
Wizard Chan? Wizard Chan is not about Disney shit.
What am I confusing it with? What is it?
Okay, so a wizard is somebody who hasn't had sex and they're over 35.
Oh, is that what it is? Why the fuck?
She literally went to a site full of like pathetic virgins to find that stuff.
All right. Yeah, and even then, they weren't not directing it at her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They were just talking shit about her, and she searched it out and then turned herself into a victim that she harassed and bullied.
Yeah, if you can find any of the old Internet Aristocrat videos, it explains a lot of that stuff too.
All right. For some reason, everything I had heard, it was like something that talked about Disney movies or something. Maybe that was just a post. And maybe that was just that fucking.
There may have been another point where she did go after a bunch of Disney kids talking about Disney stuff. That's entirely possible as well.
Or again,
Wizard Chan is not about that. It's about like 35, 40-year-old virgins that basically found a place to commiserate with one another.
Okay, but again,
not liking being virgins at that age.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was the message board they're on. Maybe they were talking about Disney shit. Maybe that's all it was.
Could be.
I mean, I assume there's like any of the Chans, there's different shit they talk about.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of Chans. I've checked. I've done a lot of stuff in Chans.
Yeah,
as far as I take that.
I just can't imagine all they talk about is, you know, being fucking old.
Oh yeah, no. Like I'm sure it's social, so I'm sure there's other stuff they conversate about. But
yeah, no, I'm just kind of trying to work out in my head how I got the fucking.
Because Wizards of Waverly Place was a Disney show, and that's what started that misconception.
Yeah, all right.
People thought Wizard Chan it was about Wizards of Waverly Place on Disney.
Oh, yeah, it could be. Why not? Let's go with that. Mystery solved. Right. Oh man.
No, I think that's actually how it got mistaken. Like, if you go back and watch any of the Internet Aristocrat videos, if you can find them still, I don't know if you know, Internet Aristocrat was Mr. Matoker, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he deleted the channel, but I think there's a lot of places where the stuff is saved. Like, people have saved all the Internet Aristocrat videos, or a lot of the Internet Aristocrat videos. But he was the one who was the most accurate and factual whenever he would do videos on Gamergate.
Right. Yeah, makes sense. He's usually,
and that's where I'm getting at. So just like, it's definitely the case, because it was that if he said it, he definitely researched and made sure he was coming out with the right stuff at that point.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm looking forward to see what he comes up with for this fucking shit.
I really hope he tears apart all the sides and not just the one side. And I don't think that Jersey Shore is ready for the whooping that they're going to get. Like, I have a feeling if he does go into both sides and just mocks all of them because they're all idiots, it'll be awesome.
Well, I don't see any way that he's not going to be mocking Tonka for sure.
Yeah.
Regardless of who else he might or might not go after, there's no way he's not fucking going to take into Tonka. Especially considering he was watching him on that stream live, screaming like a fucking lunatic, dude.
Well, I think it's fucking hilarious that everybody went to him on Twitter when he started talking about doing a video about this stuff. Like he was their fucking principal or something, and they were narking out the bad kids on the playground. Like, that just to me was so bizarre. Like, I'm like, do you think he's like some sort of fucking like yard duty at your fucking kindergarten? Like, he's gonna fucking fix your problem?
Yeah, he's fucking like, troll. He's gonna fucking make fun of all the ridiculous shit you're doing.
There was another stream I was watching, a real small one, and this one dude was just fucking, I forget his name, but he was adamant that Crouch should stop making videos now. He can't possibly do it. I'm like, fucking why? Why do you think that's the case? I mean, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying Crouch shouldn't be allowed to, or you just shouldn't?
He was saying Crouch would never continue to make videos now that this has all come out. He can't possibly think that it's okay to make videos anymore. Like that, just the being exposed is going to be enough that Crouch was just going to be like, all right, well, I'm done. I'm gonna walk away from YouTube now.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, dude, he's going to still put out videos. He's going to make money off of it. There's no reason for him to stop. Like, I don't. Yeah. Although I think you understand, like,
because of this shit. But yeah, he's still got a bunch of idiots following him, dude. He's got enough dumb people following him, dude.
I mean, he's still got 120 some odd thousand fucking subscribers, man.
Yeah, this is true.
He's probably still getting over 10,000 views per video. I don't. Why would he not? Why would he just suddenly stop? What would be the point?
But yeah, you know what? I really am hoping that he's not chumming up to Andy and fucking Jeff Holiday and them, dude. I really.
Oh, that would be pretty sad. Yeah, it would be unfortunate.
I hope he's digging into them, dude. Especially because I think Jeff did some squirrely shit. I don't have any real proof of it.
Oh, you think he was doing some squirrely shit on that website?
Yeah, he was on the server. He was definitely.
Yeah, he was on the server. Maybe
being accused of participating in at least some of it and being aware of it, certainly.
Oh yeah, well maybe he was one of the fucking YouTube scientists.
Yeah, no, they have those all labeled, dude.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. He. I think there's definitely accusations that he was participating in some of the doxing shit, dude.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying.
They were against. So they were going against the race realists or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jeff shared Crouch's views on that shit, that there's not, or that race isn't really a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see Jeff going for that, yeah.
Fuck Aiden Paladin, who actually knows what the fuck, who does it for a living.
Yeah.
Essentially, fuck her. She doesn't know shit. We need to debunk it.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, dude. That was it.
I was just going to say that the thing that I keep hearing conflicting things as to Crown and T. Either I hear a bunch of things that he was a race realist, and I hear a bunch of people saying that he was against race realists. Which is why I'm comparing this to the red pill black thing, is because it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of a big fucking mess. But no, well, I know, because like Aiden and Garapay are saying, no, there's definitely differences between different groups of people. Like he was kind of pointing out, like even like people that live in northern Poland are a little different than people that live in southern Poland. Like you can tell a difference, like genetically. You know, like so. I'm pretty sure if Kraut's against that guy, he must be one that's trying to claim that there are really no races, that we're all the same race. But again,
well, because so there's some differences there, and there's some nuance there then, because most people think that, yeah, of course there's differences in races. You can see the physical differences, skin color, bone structure. There's medical issues that pop up for certain races that don't for others, and vice versa. Like those things are all relatively easy to accept. But then you get the race realists who take a weird sort of amalgamation of statistics and like half-assed, barely done science that they don't really understand in most cases, and draw conclusions that aren't really supported by what they're looking at. Just like the black people have a lower IQ than white people, and they're just dumber in general, that kind of thing. Like just silly shit.
Right.
And I'm not the one. This is not all just stuff that I'm just saying off my own experience. Though I have debated race realists before myself. But this is, people much smarter than I am have debunked a lot of what they say, and explained why the stuff they say isn't real. But it's an entirely another step to say that there's no difference between any of the races.
Right.
And it's a ridiculous step because you can physically see the difference. So like, it just like I don't even know where you would how you would delude yourself into saying that. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, and apparently even he doesn't understand the science and the difference between. Fuck! I wish I had all this shit here, but he really doesn't understand what the fuck he's talking about. Is essentially.
Oh yeah, no. I've heard him debate Sargon of Akkad way back in the day, and he was frustrating to listen to then and maddening then. Because he'd be debating Sargon of Akkad, and you're just like, why do you even have this idiot on there? And you're like, oh, because everybody should be debunked when they're dumb.
Yeah. See, I mean, he did all right because I followed him for a while. He did. I may have still been subscribed to him. I don't know if I ever unsubscribed from him because he hasn't made a whole lot of videos that I've seen lately. But anyways, like the anti-SJW stuff, he did all right when he was, he's in Germany, I believe, or maybe he's in Austria now. But one of the places where they're being invaded by the fucking Muslim shit and people are getting raped and this shit's really happening. So like listening to him talk about what's going on there, was pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know why he took this left turn into the fucking alt-right fucking race realism shit. But
well, like I said, I'm still not clear on if he was for race realism or against it. Because race realists would say there's definitely a difference between the races. He's saying there's no difference, but was he doing it in like a weird racist, race realist way? Like,
yeah, there's no, he's, I doubt he's racist. If that's so what
then, he's basically like an extremist left wing in that respect.
Yeah, no, people have definitely referred to him as left wing.
Yeah,
left leaning.
That makes sense. Okay, now I kind of get what you're saying. I understand. So he wasn't a race realist because the race realists are the ones that are saying the racist shit. So he obviously if he's anti-racist, he couldn't possibly be in their camp.
Yeah, although I think the thing with Eric is different. Eric, I don't think he's a race realist. I think he's just a guy that fucking what do you call it? Disagrees with Kraut's bullshit. I don't think he's a fucking racist. I don't think Aiden Paladin's a fucking racist. So
no. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like most rational people would disagree with what Kraut and T is saying.
Right.
Like you and I would be like, of course there's differences between the races. Like black people get sickle cell anemia much more than white people do, and alcohol is harder on like Native Americans and Asians than it is on white people, and like there's all sorts of shit. Like the list just goes on and on and on.
Right. Well, the Justicar video talked more about just the differences between the sciences, I guess, more than
explaining the difference of like probability differences and stuff. Basically, just like
Yeah.
I think he's starting, because Jessica is very, very methodical. So I think he's starting with destroying their claims about how science works, and then he's going to go on to destroy their arguments after he's built the base of saying, like, look, this is what they think about science. Here's where it's wrong, and look how ridiculous.
At its core, it's wrong, and then I'll fucking branch out to how much more wrong it gets.
Yeah, that's generally how he works, and it's fun to watch. So fun, because he's so clear. Like, and I've disagreed with him before, but like he you know, he's very persuasive, man.
Yeah.
You know, like it's hard
He's
to.
more interested in truth to me than a lot of these fuckers are, like Kraut and them. They're more concerned with being right. Like they have an idea and they're more concerned with being right. And again, that's a lot of what caused this is they feel justified in fucking destroying people and threatening to dox them as opposed to actually just debating and try to beat them that way. You know?
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely unacceptable. But like, to be fair, in its way, I feel like, and maybe this is just my opinion, but I feel like Schmeckel, in a way, was doxing Liz by releasing the links to all of her porn and making a huge issue out of it.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Because I mean, once you put
he was releasing that and connecting it, and a lot of people didn't even know about it, with the intention of causing harm. Like, he wasn't doing it. There's no other reason that he could have been doing it.
Yeah, no, he's admitted as much. He did it to be an asshole, dude. He did it.
So, in my opinion, that is a form of doxing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of view it, especially considering how fucking proud of the fucking porn that Liz used to be.
Oh yeah,
he mentioned it a lot back in the day.
Oh yeah, no. I remember. I used to be a fan.
Yeah. So for her to fucking turn around and be that fucking pissed off about it is ridiculous to me.
Well, I think she turned around and was that pissed off because everybody was just ripping her apart.
Yeah, no, I actually tweeted this a little bit. I don't know if you saw this one, but I don't think she realized how unattractive she is, dude. I don't think she knew. She knew.
Well, she was in her little echo chamber of paying like money to be on a street. Shit.
Yeah. Well, no, that's yeah. Because I do remember, like, she would like joke, like she would throw out. She'd be fishing for compliments, really. You know, she'd talk about being unattractive, and then Batman or fucking whoever would be like, "No, you're still beautiful," you know. And then that's why I kind of put this tweet out earlier, because she had a fucking page talking about being a model and hiring her to be a model, dude. And I was like,
she was a fetish model. Let's be clear. There's a big difference between a model and a fetish model.
Yeah. Although some of the stuff, like I don't know. You see the list of shit that she was talking about. Not all of it was fetish. Well, maybe I guess it was. But I guess my point was, like, my tweet was something along the lines of, this is what happens when people are too polite to be honest with people about their appearance.
Yeah. William says Liz is hot in the chat. And I gotta say, William, Liz is in Florida, so you're in Florida. Make it happen.
Hook up with her and her her fucking two buttholes or whatever the fuck she has going on, dude. I haven't seen the porn. But apparently,
the way he's gonna make his move.
No, dude. Apparently, it looks like she has two buttholes. Have I talked about this with you before?
You did. I don't know. I drew it. Remember?
Apparently.
I was just gonna say, like, some of the tweets I saw were pretty fucking vicious in regards to her, and it's like, I can understand her being upset.
Yeah, no, people are fucking. Like especially now, like they weren't particularly. Yeah, well, I guess she didn't get.
Somebody posted a fucking GIF of a cockroach eating another cockroach in the middle, and said it was, Liz going down on a chick. I mean, that's pretty fucking.
Yeah, people did get really, really vicious. Although
I think that's why she got so
apparently angry. She was really bad at eating pussy.
Hey, look, man, if you can't handle that shit, you shouldn't be on the internet. Like, I'll be the first to say that.
Yeah,
but you can't expect somebody to take that shit and not get pissed off.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, you got to expect that some people are going to have an emotional reaction. And, she plays a victim all the time. So, of course, that's part of it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all fucking weird. Dude, I have a point I want to get out before I forget again.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, that's, again, not your fault. I just keep forgetting it. But basically, I really think after hearing Zeph Noreen come out with the whole, this is an emotional relationship, a spiritual relationship, and not a physical one.
Yeah.
At first, I was thinking, all right, he's a cuck. He likes watching Liz get fucked by Satyr Cat while he watches from fucking Skype or fucking Hangouts or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I'm actually thinking that was his idea because he wanted Liz's connections. He wanted access to her connections without having to fuck her. I really think that's a possibility.
That could be true, too. The dude is pretty fucking twisted.
Yeah, yeah. You know, like claiming to fucking love her and all this shit, but never actually having to fuck her. You know, that wouldn't surprise me at all, dude.
I wouldn't want to fuck her. Just and not even from an attractiveness standpoint. Like I'd fuck somebody
even if she had
were
the
cool.
sweetest, even if she had the sweetest voice ever.
No, I'm just saying if they were a cool person, I'd fuck them. Like if they were even way uglier than that, I'd still be down if they were a cool person. It's just the personality is what would fucking do it for me. Like no, dude, no.
Yeah, no, I couldn't get past the voice, no matter how fucking cool they
were. Oh, if somebody was like the nicest person in the world, like they were genuinely like, you just connected on that level. For me, that would be like enough to be like, all right, I'll take a shot.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a little different. I just don't see that happening. I don't.
Well, yeah, with Liz, no.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that you were saying that it would be possible that even with someone like Liz. Okay.
No. I'm saying if somebody had a completely different personality, but they were as ugly or uglier, that would be different for me. I could handle that. Like that wouldn't be like, oh no, can't.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I wish
different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. No, I mean I've you know, a couple of the girls that I've fucked are not the most attractive, and honestly, those are the girls that I most wish I would have fucking pursued relationships with because they were cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Although their lack of attractiveness doesn't really fall into Liz territory. You know, they're still pretty decent, you know, still fuckable women. So not quite the same thing. But yeah.
The meth addict look is pretty unattractive. Like that would be tough to get past.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking. The two girls I'm thinking of were, you know, they weren't fucking like fat.
And let's be fair. You know, you're in recovery, so the last thing you want is somebody who seems like they might not be. I mean,
right. And I don't think it's meth. I really don't. I think it's opiates.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Her whole situation. Like she acts like an addict, but it might be, you know, just the drama that she's addicted to. You never know. It could all be the disease. Who knows, man? Maybe she used to have some drug problems.
Yeah,
could be the case too. Yeah.
It seems like an opiate type thing.
But you know, the thing is, that makes sense, though. No, the opiate thing makes sense.
Yeah, she's nodding off constantly and fucking always on.
Well, no, because that's a standard prescription for her disease.
Yeah.
So she's going to have a ton of it just as a regular thing. So it wouldn't even necessarily be something that would occur to her to be an addiction because she's taking it as prescribed by a doctor, kind of thing.
Yeah, and drinking on that. You know,
that's fucking irresponsible.
Yeah, just she drinks a lot. You know, really.
I gotta give this out here. William is going to give her $10 a month, so he'll be a shoo-in once Zeph is out of the way. And apparently Liz lives in the same county as him. It makes me wonder though: is William Stenchever the one who fucking called child services on her?
Yeah. Well, and then,
I can see people doing that. Like, I wouldn't blame somebody. I wouldn't feel that it was inappropriate necessarily.
I honestly would be surprised if those kids are getting, even standard care. And that's maybe a fucked up thing to say, but I seriously doubt it. I'm sorry. I just don't fucking think.
Well, and child services is going to go out there and maybe see that, but they might also at the same time look at it and say, well, what's the other option?
Right.
So,
yeah.
They generally don't want to take kids completely out of the home. It's not a good financial decision.
Yeah. Plus, again, I've heard horror stories of kids being in really fucked up situations that they absolutely should not have been left in, and they were.
Yeah.
Like, it's fairly common. Like, that's not even like a super aberration. Like, it's pretty regularly that fucking happens.
Yeah, well, like my dad knocked my little brother when he was like maybe 12 or 13 into the counter. And he wasn't intentionally trying to hurt my brother, but my brother got a fucking 2 or 3 inch cut above one of his eyes. It had to be stitched up at the hospital, and child services got involved.
Right.
And the person that showed up was all over my mom.
Really?
Like, she was some sort of terrible person.
Jesus, dude.
And she had like clearly had nothing to do with any of it. And the person was basically acting like my dad had been completely appropriately behaving.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, and then the only thing that happened is my dad was telling my brother to go get something out of the garage. My brother was doing the little teenager, I'm going to fucking take my sweet time. And so he pushed him to hurry him up, and it
Right.
just didn't work out. Because
it just happened to have a really fucking horrible result.
Yeah.
Not intended, yeah. Well, anytime a kid shows up at the ER like that, they're going to investigate it.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, but it's funny that the person would show up and not even remotely. You would think that they would be like, okay, you threw your kid into the fucking counter. Like, we need to figure out what's going on.
Right.
But no, they were like, oh, you're too permissive to my mom. Like, you give them too much, like, fucking slack. You're not being strict enough.
Wow. That is pretty goddamn weird.
And it's child services, man. Like, what are you going to do? Like, that's the people who are supposed to be fucking watching kids.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucked up shit, man. Yeah.
So I can easily imagine, like, what you're saying, where, like, yeah, definitely they would leave kids in situations there's no responsible reason not be in.
Yeah, where it really should have been obvious, but they still don't do anything, man.
The Geek Thulu is on. I'll be damned. What's up, man?
Holy shit.
Him is a sick person.
Yeah, we're all sick here. Don't fucking judge us.
Well, he must have heard us talking about drama, so he immediately showed up. I mean, that's the Geek Thulu's thing, right?
Yeah.
How's it going, man? Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Throw in the fucking link, dude.
I'm about to put in the thing, yeah.
I was gonna say it's pretty fucking late already. But yeah, I know it's
we'll probably only be going for another like 15-20 minutes, but drama
But yeah, no, I still find it really fucking really likely that Zeph is trying, like I said, getting wanted Liz's connections but didn't want to fuck her, so he came up with this whole this is just a fucking emotional relationship. It's spiritual, it's not physical. So I don't have to fuck her, but I can get access to Crown Tea, for example.
That is such a creepy, weird way of putting it. That is pretty funny. I'll have to watch that stream at some point. Although, God forbid I say anything about Tonkasak, because then he'll yell at me again, and I'll
No, it's weird because I've listened. I've been watching a lot of the fucking Kumites for a while, and it really wasn't until that stream. Because again, I fucking think might be the worst person on the planet. Like, it's that bad. Oh, well, that's a little extreme, but he might be probably the worst person on YouTube. That could be. But anyways, the way Tonka acted on that stream, dude, I was just like, dude, you're making yourself look bad, and like you're even irritating your own people. Like, they're telling you to shut up. Like, they're telling you to stop, man. And he just wouldn't. I don't know what his deal is with Vadim. I don't know where that came from. If anybody had to explain that, but yeah, he did not like Vadim. He gave him basically the same treatment. It was really, yeah. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, is the fact that it's kind of an enigma. Because he's, again, like, he gives every single person a wrench on his channel, and it can seem really fucking reasonable, and then. But what he did in the stream with the other night was just, character or not, it was really counterproductive. I guess that's the best way I can fucking put it, because it just was kind of timing everything out, and just it was really weird. really, really unfortunate. The first time I've seen him doing that, where it really kind of annoyed me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, man. I mean, it just like I'm not a fan, but whatever.
Right.
Other people are.
Well, it's again,
I really care.
I haven't been following him that long, so I still haven't kind of locked in. I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I just again, I guess I don't understand the. I haven't really locked in on who he really is, and anytime that happens with any person, I can't just let that go. Like I have to get a fucking, at least in my own head, I have to think I have a beat on somebody. And you got the person that brings Tim Gershon, who I don't know what Tim Gershon's deal is, but it seems like he's challenged in some way, and he's really fucking nice to the guy for a really long time. Like that happened like a couple weeks ago or whatever, and then you factor in all the shit, and it's just.
Well, I mean, he did bring on the one dude. What's his name? And make him. Well, I don't know if apparently that guy just fakes crying or something too.
Mm-hmm.
There was some dude that cried on one of his things.
Oh, really?
And apparently that guy might have been just like that's how he gets out of fucking disagreements.
Oh yeah, so he pulls.
I don't know. So
what women do?
Sort of,
yeah, that sounds like equality to me because women do that shit all the fucking time. Yeah. But yeah, I think it would be hilarious. They're not hilarious, but just, if Zeph actually came up with that idea of, no, we should never fuck. You keep fucking Satyr Cat. Fucking you.
I gotta say, I've interacted with Tonka on Twitter more than once, and he's just flipped his shit when I don't agree with him after a certain period of time. I'm sure that's your experience, but there's been multiple times where like we don't agree on an issue, and like he'll just start fucking name calling and stuff. So something about me must really upset him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just certain criticism or who it's like. It's weird because he does.
He criticized one of his friends, like because I've criticized Worski multiple times, and that tends to be when he jumps on me.
Yeah, or Failure. He criticized anybody. Apparently, Failure is the golden god. He is the fucking. What do you
like a white.
The sacred cow.
Christ, William.
The sacred cow.
No, dude, that's not.
Holy shit! Fucking stench ever, dude.
God damn, every time.
That is a pretty good.
You know what, Geek? I
don't think Stabby has no interest in it.
I appreciate what you're saying. I just got no interest.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to be his friend, man. I got friends.
But yeah, no, that whole group is really does not handle criticism well. Failure, especially, can't handle any kind of criticism. I don't understand its popularity.
I like Failure. That is definitely an unfortunate.
You do?
I don't hate him. I mean,
dude, you know what? I find him incredibly fucking boring, but maybe that's just
I think if you were sitting down and having a beer with him, he'd be cool. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, maybe that's how he gets, in with all the people's. He is that kind of guy, but I don't know, man. Even when I followed him, he was always incredibly boring to me. He just usually had interesting people on with him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. My biggest thing right now is I'm fucking getting into this. Failure is boring. He is on his own. He is. He does have a lot of friends though that are more entertaining. But, and he doesn't take criticism well either, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, I think he's worse than Tonka in my opinion, as far as taking any criticism, dude. I think he spurs out worse than Tonka does. But, yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe not.
Maybe I just have an issue with the yelling. Maybe that just bothers me more and just doesn't bother you as much. Possibly.
Yeah. Well,
sensitive to different things. That's one of those things that really I don't much care for.
Yeah, and again, I haven't seen it much either. I saw it the one time previously with Zeph, and I saw it like the other night, last night or whatever. That's pretty much it, dude. So,
fair enough.
And last night annoyed the fuck out of me. It really did. because everyone else, there's too many people on the stream to be doing that kind of shit and yelling and letting nobody talk. I know he wanted to shout down Zeph and he wanted to shout down Bazim, but he was also eliminating anyone else from saying anything either.
I just really want to hear a more rational and like positive response to the whole situation.
Right.
Especially when it comes to like Crown T's like Discord server. Like, to me, it seems like everybody's going nuclear and nobody's actually doing anything that's going to make any real difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
although that was the other thing. I'm sorry to kind of cut out on that, but really quick, the other thing that was kind of bugging me about Tonka is he was kind of bringing up some shit from way back or other shit that wasn't really relevant. You know? Yeah. So anyways, I'm sorry I kind of derailed.
Oh, if he does that a lot, that might be what's fucking making me trigger on that.
Yeah. So, he did a little bit of that last night.
Well, my little brother does that shit all the time. So if he's doing that, like that just reminds me of my little brother. That would make me not want to hang
out. Without the
I'm not sure, man. I don't really know enough about what's going on. I just want to hear, like, I want people that are going to be rational, polite, reasonable, and actually like try to figure out what really happened on the server. And I don't know that like Zeph is going to be honest about anything.
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why anybody bothers with Zeph, is because, and again, like I said, Sinatra was surprised, like, or claiming to be surprised that Zeph wouldn't answer the question. He was being evasive, and I'm like, I don't think that's a realistic expectation. He was, pinning him down pretty well, and Zeph was still not answering. And he claimed to be surprised. I guess he probably was. Sinatra probably was.
Zeph strikes me as an ideological arguer, though. Like, not a logical arguer, but ideological.
Yeah. No, he would not answer the question. Well, Sinatra was basically asking him, like, why do you need to collect all this information on people if you just want to have a conversation with them? Because that was one of his claims was, I just want to have a conversation with people or whatever. And he was like, why do you need to know all this shit about these people? Why do you have to have all the doxy information? Nobody else does that, And he would not answer it, dude. He would not answer the fucking question. But again, I'm not surprised at all that he didn't answer the question. Yeah. And Sinatra beat. And it was like you had really unrealistic expectations if you really expected him to be honest and forthright.
Well, I think if there's got to be other people who are on the server who weren't necessarily directly involved who could bring a little more light to what was really going on and right. Be more willing to be a little more forthcoming and honest.
Yeah, there have to be.
Like, clearly Zeph is one of the bad actors, but I'm curious is how many bad actors were there? Like that's the thing people should really be shooting to try to find out.
I really want to know what Jeff Holiday was involved in, because again, I don't know that he's innocent. He might be. Yeah.
You think Jeff and the Devil's Advocate? That's entirely possible. And like, see, that's the thing I'd want to find out about. And
Jeff knew. I think he did some shit though too.
Yeah.
Like, that is 100% a feeling for anyone out there. That is just a feeling I have. There's no real proof for that. Yeah, but I'm sorry.
It's not his new haircut.
Yeah. Huh?
You sure it's not his new haircut? He kind of looks like the date rapist that brings a guitar to the college party. With the new haircut, it just doesn't work. It really looks gross. The dreadlocks he should have kept those.
Yeah. All right, I have to go back to the Geek Thuller's comment here. Zeph isn't going to answer truthfully because he knows that he's in the wrong. I don't think he does. I think Zeph is a sociopath. I think Zeph has a serious fucking personality disorder. And if you understand anything about narcissistic or borderline personality disorder, these people think they're right. These people think they're fucking perfect. They think they never do anything wrong. Everything is somebody else's fault. They can't accept blame, can't accept responsibility. I don't know that he knows he's in the wrong. I think he's that fucking delusional. Because again, my ex-wife, the same fucking issue. I dated someone with the fucking personality disorder for nearly a decade. And I can tell you Zeph is the most delusional person I've ever fucking come across in real life or out of online.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that weird video that Liz released where she was talking about getting out of the drama, and then it cuts to Zeph just talking shit for like 5 minutes in the weirdest, like lamest fucking way possible. That was fucking like nobody with self-awareness is making that video and talking shit like that. That was so fucking silly. It was like a beatnik doing a fucking slam poem or some shit. It was so gay.
Right.
So lame.
Yeah, and again, just to go back to it, that's the thing that people don't understand. And I'm sorry, I'm completely cutting you off, but I find this shit fascinating. That's what people don't understand about people with these personality disorders. I didn't understand it about my ex. I thought my ex was just incredibly stubborn, and she just didn't want to admit that she was wrong. And then again, no,
I know what you mean. Yeah, no, you got to remember, dude. I've worked with people with that in my field, like working as a counselor with clients.
Benefit and anybody's listening's benefit than yours. I know you get it, but again, this is a serious distinction. They fucking create this, and again, it's almost certainly due to a cover or a fucking mask of their massive insecurities.
Yeah,
they create this fucking vision of themselves, and they believe it. They're not being difficult. They're not being stubborn. They believe their own bullshit. They believe their own bullshit 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Incapable of accepting blame, incapable of accepting responsibility for anything.
Well, they take the quality of being the hero of their own story to a whole different level.
Yeah.
It's like to a certain extent, everybody does that, at least to a certain extent. Like nobody sees themselves as the bad guy. Virtually everybody sees themselves as the hero of their own story. That's just the human.
Yeah, I did for a long time. You develop a drug addiction. You will see yourself.
I'm not saying like it's beyond being able to be self-aware. Like Zeph is beyond the ability to be self-aware, but most people see themselves to a greater or lesser extent as the good guy.
Exactly.
They can see their own flaws though. That's the difference. Like they can, most people can also be like, yeah, I fucked up there.
Yeah, and again,
yeah, that was wrong.
Zeph are incapable of that. Again, they're not. They're not capable. They're capable of saying they're sorry. They're incapable of actually feeling sorry.
Yeah,
I guess another major point too.
Yeah, my ex, I doubt he'll ever really
time say she was sorry, and then down the road, a few months or weeks or whatever, she would say some shit where it was obvious she wasn't sorry. You know what I mean? They'll say whatever. They'll manipulate their way through shit.
Yeah, well, sooner or later, Zeph is going to have to pay the piper because some of the stuff he's been doing is, I think, probably illegal, at least to a lesser extent. And somebody's eventually going to come after him on that level. And whether he's sorry or not is really going to matter.
I think a vast majority of people are aware of how shitty Zeph is at this point.
Well, yeah, but nobody knows who he really is. I mean, sooner or later.
Oh, right. You mean in real life? Okay, I got you.
Yeah, sooner or later, he just change his, screen name and his character, and probably I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of what he does is really a character in his own head, and
yeah, it almost is. Yeah, you'll dig this, Geek Thulu. Chambers fucking does that shit for the longest time, and I think they kind of called her out on it. She would never say I always am involved in drama. She would say my channel, like it isn't fucking her. You know what I mean? Chambers has the same issue. Not nearly as bad as Zeph, but I see the same personality disorder shit with her, dude.
Yeah.
Like, to a much lesser extent than everybody is pretty much to a much lesser extent than Zeph. But it's that kind of deflection. Not deflection, but transference, I guess. My channel is always involved in drama, not me. I'm not involved in the drama. My channel is fucking crazy with drama for some reason.
Well, Chambers definitely on the autism scale. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think she's the same as Zeph in the respect of being a sociopath. I think she just is just not. Just not fully developed emotionally. Like, I don't think it's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, that's true. She could just be having a kind of an arrested development kind of thing. Because it was really weird. The shit with her and Peach Bailey. I don't know if you probably had no idea about that shit, but she got into it with Peach Bailey because Peach Bailey essentially was on a stream talking about how, like, no, I'm not going to forgive this person. And
I saw the whole stream about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you know what I'm talking about. She was basically telling her, not I disagree or I think you're incorrect. I don't think that's healthy. She was literally saying, Peach, you were wrong. You know what I mean?
I was trying to explain, like, I think Chambers is coming at it from like a holistic sort of like, it made me feel better to forgive somebody things, so you should feel better too.
Right.
But I don't think that Chambers was getting that that's not how that works for everybody. Like you can't force that sort of catharsis.
Yeah. You can't say that somebody's wrong for their, again, I thought what Peach was describing was unhealthy too, but I would never
whether they're wrong or right is immaterial.
Right. Right.
You can't make somebody believe the way you believe. You can't make them think the way you think. That just is, it's not possible.
Right. Right.
That's the drawing line. The line I draw there. It has nothing to do with whether anybody's right or wrong, because that doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Yeah. It's subjective anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, it would seem unhealthy to me too, but I would not,
Well, in 5 years, maybe it'll be different.
Right. Right. And plus,
somebody.
Some people, maybe that actually is better for them. Fuck, who knows?
Peace out, geek. It was nice having you on.
Hey, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah. Actually, we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we're fucking getting into weird shit. We usually don't.
Yeah, that's true.
Long about any of that kind of shit. So.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Anytime
no, it's fine, man. The conversations go where they go.
Start coming up. I kind of feel like I need to explain it to people for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, this is a big drama thing. Like just a crazy big, not even drama, just a crazy big event. Like this whole weird secret Discord thing.
Yeah,
because it's straight out of like the SJW style kind of like behavior.
Yeah, the horseshoe in full effect. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. The septic skeptic community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the one thing I do gotta say is the talk about, because I've seen some of the transcripts and stuff where people were talking about enemies and allies.
Yeah.
And that shit was just genuinely like so ridiculous.
Yeah, instead of just people I disagree with and people who agree with me. Yeah.
They're my enemies. These are our allies. Like, dude.
That is such an SJW.
You're not running a country. Like, if you're running a country.
Yeah, they're not invading your borders. Right?
Yeah, or if you're playing a video game, that might have that kind of stuff, then sure. But like real life people don't have enemies like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
yep. And that's that's what I'm talking about, the horseshoe bullshit.
Yeah.
It seems like they're only a slight lag behind the SJWs now. Like they're really catching up to just being complete mirror images of each other, man. And it didn't used to be that way, like even a year ago, maybe less than that. I think
it's the lowered bar entry.
Yeah, yeah. No
so
doubt.
many of the subjects have been tread so many times.
Yeah.
That anybody coming in has essentially pre-written scripts that they can do.
Yeah.
Probably a couple dozen, if not 100 videos at least.
Yeah, and they don't. They just need to be entertaining. They just need to focus on being entertaining and entertaining people.
So they're not actually doing any real intellectual work. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not doing research. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't really understand the logical underpinnings of the arguments that they're making, or the logical underpinnings of the argument that they're trying to prove wrong.
Right, right.
They're coming in and saying, this argument's already been made. This other argument's already been made. I just need to make this other argument, and then I'll look cool.
Right, right. Yeah, and basically going with the side that seems to be winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely some bullshit, man.
Oh, I'm sure they're picking the side based on their own personal beliefs. I don't doubt for a minute that they truly believe to a certain extent.
Right, right. Yeah. Although some of them, but yeah, you're right. Most of them probably believe it to a certain extent.
I think for the most part, they honestly believe it. They're fans. They want to be like the people that they admire.
Right.
And it's like, look, man, I'm never going to be the Justicar. That's just not the way my brain works. All that math and shit, that's too fucking advanced for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty good at math, and I don't know if I'd be able to fucking hang anywhere near that fucking guy. I'm sure I would.
I can watch his stuff and I can learn from it, but that doesn't necessarily mean I should go out and make a video or make videos trying to be like the Justicar.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to admit, you have to be able to, admit like sometimes that's just not.
Yeah, you got to stay in your wheelhouse, man.
Yeah.
Stay in your wheelhouse, peoples. That's the most valuable lesson we can give you.
Yay. That's a great note to end the cast on. Stay in your wheelhouse. Learn your place, motherfucker.
Peace out.
Peace.